so we won't. And they didn't. And yeah, so I don't know. It's an interesting case study.
I've got some Amazon promotional credit that I could put towards a rental. So I was thinking of renting it because I really want to see it.
Not to put expectations in your head, but I would be surprised if you didn't greatly enjoy it for multiple reasons.
My expectations are already sky high.
I know, and that usually
is a bad thing.
A bad. I don't know why you wouldn't like it. I'm sure you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, webisode 1002, the Shen Pao Podcast. Ma Brain, will you tell us about Shen Pao, please? Ni hao, Shen Pao.
Shen Pao. Or Qin Pao, maybe. This Pokemon can control 100 tons of fallen snow.
It's about that time of year. What's the first day
You
winter?
You got a text from
Nikki Hill.
Nikki
He's
Hill.
not here, but he's texting me. When's the first day of winter?
21st December.
December? Okay.
Yeah. 100 tons of fallen snow. It plays around innocently by leaping in and out of avalanches it has caused. 6 feet tall, 335.5 pounds. Gender is unknown and category is ruinous. Abilities include Sword of Ruin, of course. The power of the Pokemon's ruinous sword lowers the defense stats of all Pokemon except itself.
I
have a question.
Sword of Ruin.
I have a question.
If it's about Pokemon, I might have an answer.
And I will.
Well, when it says the height is 6'3" and the weight is 335.5 pounds, is that an average, or does every single one of them weigh and measure exactly?
Come on, it's an average.
Okay.
All Pokemon are different.
Well, that's the end of the Pokemon section. So
wait, there's more than one of each Pokemon?
It's true. It's true. There is more than one.
So how do you tell them apart? Like you can have 2 Jigglypuffs? How do you know which one's which?
You mean when you throw them out on the battlefield? The ones that
wait, you throw Pokemon on the battlefield?
I've gotten this series all wrong.
Yeah, maybe I need to check this out. This sounds really interesting.
Is that a series? You know that you do that?
Yeah, I know all this stuff. I'm just being hilarious.
You're right. No complaints. You're so good at threading the needle of me not knowing if you're being serious
way
or not.
Way too dry.
No, just dry enough. I like that middle of the road where I don't know. But yes, they some Pokemon do visually look different. Like there's a difference between male and female Pikachu. It's something about like a color of their tail or a heart on the tail or something like that. But outside of that, yes, I would imagine it would be very difficult because most Pokemon look exactly the same. So they respond to a name. They respond to I don't know what. You just know. There are dogs that look the same and cats that look the same. Although I've seen people be like, "This cat wandered into my house and I thought it was my cat, but it's not my cat." And my cat showed up.
I kind of feel like I think I would know every single one of my cats out of a crowd.
Would you?
I think so. Maybe not in a picture. Maybe because then, it's just. You don't get like a whole vibe.
What about an AI picture?
I don't know. But my dad did send me an Instagram whatever of it was definitely AI, and it was like a huge pile of dog turds on the floor and a Roomba going through them.
And did you tell him?
Nailed it.
No, I'm not doing that.
If you don't teach him now, it's going to be harder to learn.
Yeah. I'm not.
There you go, Pikachu. The end of female Pikachu's tail is in the shape of a heart. What are you saying? Here, go.
I don't think it needs to be done.
Oh boy. Hey guys, getting a free Algen use class. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Hi, Darmani and Retsuza and Drake and Radical Defect and Vachi and Ice Dilbert and Gecko Kitsune. Oh my god. Heinz leftover gravy. This can't be true, right? Is this real?
I mean, just the leftover part can't be true. Come on.
Yes, Gecko Kitsune. I see you saying that. Hello. Well, this is old. Hi, Malakalo. It is true. Meg's Monster, the game that made me cry harder than any other piece of entertainment ever, is getting DLC, and
It
it's
wasn't
coming out
that bad.
in it's coming out early December. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I've known for a while that DLC was coming, but we didn't have a confirmation on console release, but now we do, and I can't wait. And when I first heard about the DLC from the publisher a long time ago, I messaged them and I was like, please, I really need this DLC. I would love to review this DLC. Your game is one of my favorites ever. And they're like, as soon as we get it, we'll give it to you. So
Like, we're not sending it, crybaby.
Let me go get the date
and that
on
got
this.
you crying even harder.
Meg's Monster DLC, the Lost Memories DLC. It is coming out December 4th. Digital pre-orders are live today if you're interested in getting in on that. Lost Memories is a collection of short prequel adventures that expands upon the world and lore of Meg's Monster by letting players experience the heart-wrenching backstories of 5 wholly unique characters. Blah, 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 blah. 5 lives, 5 stories, heretofore untold, yet all beg the same underlying questions. What makes us human, and could a monster be just like us? There you go. December 4th. I will be there, definitely. Cannot wait. Loved that game a lot. Is there? Hello, Roth. Hello, Freddy Fro. Oh my God, Freddy.
Yeah, I can't look at it. I've got like the screen scrolled down a little bit so I don't have to see it.
I have seen that GIF before, but it's been a while, and it is a work of art. No, it's great. It's great. Yes, it is Thanksgiving time in how many days? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 5 days it'll be Thanksgiving for us here in the States. And
we got beans,
that's
greens, potatoes, tomatoes.
Mashed potatoes is all I really care about. And biscuits. That's what I care about. And my mom is making pumpkin cookies, which I love her pumpkin cookies. So all good stuff. But if you're celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you enjoy. If you're not, then it's totally fine. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to. I mean, we're not really celebrating Thanksgiving. We just happen to be getting together on Thanksgiving Day with family. So, Cranberry Relish Day, says
I think
Roth.
that's what Thanksgiving is. Like, as you mean, like, we're not celebrating like the pilgrims, right? Like, we understand that.
Maze.
I mean, I don't know. I never knew anybody who celebrated it. You know what I mean? It was you made a turkey cut out of your hand and in class, and you dressed up with like paper bags like a Lenape Indian or something. And then you went and you ate turkey and you didn't think about it at all.
Well, I meant like, we are getting together just for the family aspect of it. We are not, it's a day of giving thanks for those we love, not not the traditional Thanksgiving.
I guess traditionally Thanksgiving is celebrated with families, which is why we have, quote, Friendsgiving.
Yes.
I just wish.
Today?
Oh, it's a different day than Thanksgiving. This Friendsgiving
I want to say it's today.
Then I'm not even going to say.
I didn't think it was an actual date. I thought it was more just like Friendsgiving was any gathering deemed Friendsgiving. Like, oh, we're getting together and doing Thanksgiving as friends, but not like, oh, today is the date of Friendsgiving.
It's like a way of separating if you're going to be hanging out with friends or family that day, kind of, I guess.
Yeah. Friendsgiving, there's no specific day, but it is traditionally celebrated on the weekend before Thanksgiving.
I guess that's because everyone from college is home or something.
So today or tomorrow. Mom Brain is here. How you doing, Mom Brain?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Do is here. How are you doing?
Cuckoo.
Nikki Hill is not here because he's taking in a bit of art, a bit of theater, but he was still able to text me and tell me that we started the show late. So Nikki Hill, we speak your name. Josh Grobot is here, my friend from college days, Friendsgiving. We used to do that all the time. Remember those days, Josh?
Reminds me of the old college days.
That's right.
My name's Josh Grobot, and I'm here to say I'm the best on this podcast, far and away. I'm so great. And you guys suck. If you don't like that, I don't give a darn.
There we go. Keeping it classy. Always keeping it classy as well is George. George, my friend, how are you doing?
George, no.
George, do you celebrate Thanksgiving?
No, I don't.
Can it?
Nope, just limes, thank you.
Is there any special lime meal you prepare yourself on Thanksgiving or not?
Yes, there is. I'd rather not talk about it. It's a little personal.
Okay. Nico Darunia has put a picture in the podcast Discord asking George what this is. It's a robotic lime man. George, you know anything about this?
Yes, I do. He was my oldest and first experiment, and he was killed by a jealous Josh Grobot because he got jealous
Hell yeah.
of the robotic parts of him.
Josh, no. This is another week, another bit of George lore. I didn't know that.
It's kind of like when that one annoying British comedian poured water on that robot on that late night show with Craig Ferguson. What was that guy's name?
Yeah,
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand. That piece of crap. Yep.
It was just like that.
That was before Russell Brand was, openly crazy or was crazy. I don't know what happened.
Well, that's when his antics were just so charming and funny. Like, we've never seen anyone so goofy and crazy. He'll say and do whatever. And then it's like, oh, wait, his autobiography that talked about all these women that he whatever was actually an autobiography. Oh, okay.
Back then I was never a fan of him. I just didn't care for his kind of humor. But when he did that to Jeffrey Peterson, that was the day where I was like, this guy's that's a disdain man. And that was the right decision to make back then, because obviously he's much more of a disdain man for serious reasons now. But I get Kokitsune.
I never watched Craig Ferguson's show, although I do like Craig Ferguson, but I've seen that clip a bunch. And it like hurts to watch it. It's like, really, it's like not funny or entertaining. Like, doesn't do what I think he was trying to do. And like the fact that Craig is like really hurt by it and upset about it, like makes it way worse. It's just
because it was what's the guy who does the voice of Jeffrey Peterson? I can't remember his name, but like, it affected his work. And then on top of that, Grant Imahara, rest in peace. The
oh yeah, that's right. The
Mythbusters guy was the one who built that and put a lot of time into it. Like, it was an actual functioning robot. Like, there was mechanics to it and electronics and pieces and parts, and somebody goes and throws water on it.
Probably,
and it's like,
like, who knows? I don't want to defend him at all, because there's no defense, but it just sucks. And you don't go to somebody's house or place of business and like start doing that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care how wild and crazy you want this like TV interview to come off. Yeah, like
you're a robot.
See, Rick James, I'm not excusing him, but like, I know for a fact he doesn't know what the hell he did. You know what I mean? He was like,
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
He was like, I don't do that. I got more sense than that. I remember doing that, like in the same sentence.
Oh, yeah. Right.
But like, but Russell Brand, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yes.
He just thought this would be just like so funny.
So over the top funny, and it was just over the top. But thanks to this robotic lime, we got a bit of lore for George once again. And made us talk about Craig Ferguson, which I'm always down for. All right. What do we got to talk about this week before we get into news? Do you guys have anything you want to talk about before we get into Patreon? I mean, any topics on your mind? Anything you want to say?
I mean, we're going to be talking about the nominees for the video game awards.
We will.
Okay. Then,
and it's great because I made a very specific point to share the press release, and all I did was read the Game of the Year ones. I did not read anything else. I was like, I'm going to save it for the podcast. So I will find out today what the other nominees are in other categories. But Game of the Year I did read. So we will talk about that.
G of the Y.
The only other thing, I was thinking I got to start doing thinking about my Game of the Year, what I'm going to do this year and all that stuff, because I did it differently this year. And I kind of want to go more in detail this year. And I don't know. But I just started thinking about that because the Dorito Pope put out his nominations and all that. And I was like, oh, here we go. It's that time of the year again. One thing I will talk about, and it's just in passing, very quickly. I've said so many times how much I love YouTube music. Hello, Steve Irwin, RIP. I see you got a longer message in there. Let me go and read it. Listening on a 2-minute delay while working out in the living room while I'm full of bolognese. Let's hope I don't throw.
All right.
That's great. That's great. Just don't do burpees, because then you will definitely throw up. No shuttle run. President's physical fitness test, the shuttle run, where you did that when you were in grade school, right?
I did, but I don't recall the shuttle run. What's the shuttle run?
So the shuttle run was, we did it in the gym where you'd run back and forth between the lines, and it was picking up an eraser that was on the line. I was going to ask if you also used an eraser.
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
Why erasers? Why every school erasers?
Because what else are you gonna?
You're in a
we're
gym
public
class.
school
There's
kids.
so many different things there.
Yes,
that you could
was there
use.
one way to be like, oh yeah, we do what teachers do? Is it give me a piece of chalk and an eraser?
Like it was funny that every school decided an eraser is what you needed. Like, what could we give the kids to pick up? How about the one thing that's not in the gym? We got to make sure we go to a classroom and get an eraser. I never understood that, but anyway, yes, no burpees, no shuttle run. I love YouTube music, and I think the algorithm is unbelievable in determining things you would probably like based on what you've already listened to. I will sing its praises forever. I think it is far and away the best algorithm. It is constantly impressing me with how it's finding things that I like and also things I've never heard that I would probably like. And I am on, as the kids would say nowadays, a generational run with YouTube music right now. As I usually do on Mondays, I open up my YouTube, and if I'm looking to play music, within the first like 5 videos, it'll have an auto-generated playlist for me of songs it thinks I will like, and again, that includes songs I've already heard and songs I haven't heard. And I clicked on it and I let it go, and I have been listening to that one playlist all this week. I've kept the tab open all week. It is the best playlist that it has ever generated, and it just keeps going. It just keeps pulling. Like, there's no repeats or anything. It just keeps the algorithm keeps going, but I've never had it hit this hard before. It's insane. I cannot believe day 6 it is still going, and I'm like, man, this is just great track after great track. And my computer crashed one day, but I was like, oh, that's fine, because you can do the whatever control, I don't remember, T, shift T, whatever, and it opens accidentally closed windows. Hello, Nightwind, good to see you. And then I accidentally opened a window again, and I was like, oh, I lost the playlist. And I was like, I wonder if I can reverse time twice over. And that's this week I found out you can. So even if you've accidentally closed 2 tabs worth of things, you can go back in time that far and get it. So I got it right back to where it was.
Favorite this playlist or something and just keep it.
Well, I can favorite it, but it keeps adding to it. So I can only favorite where the algorithm has gotten up to this point, and it's doing it in like chunks. So I can favorite like it's probably like 40 songs that are in there right now, but throughout it's been hundreds of songs that I've listened to. So I can't have like the only complete history I have of the playlist is in my YouTube history, but that's mixed in with all the stuff I'm doing for work. So I could go in and like piecemeal the whole thing.
Is it all game music, or is there some other stuff?
It is, I'm going to say 85% game music. There's other regular traditional music in there, but yes, largely game music. And I've taught the algorithm to not give me AI generated music either. Like, there's so many AI generated game music albums that are out there. It's insane. Like, people just crank out tens and tens each day of like, here's Castlevania music, but old school rap style, and here's Sonic the Hedgehog music, but Japanese pop style, and it just floods YouTube, and it has like hundreds of thousands of listens, and people have no idea that it's AI. And if you like it, that's fine. I'm just saying I don't want that stuff, which is sad because some of it is really good. Like, I've heard stuff where I'm like, man, this is really cool, but I don't want AI generated stuff in there. So I've trained the algorithm not give me that, and it's just giving me legit stuff. And boy, this playlist is good. I specifically went in to try and give you guys a link to the playlist, which is how I found out it doesn't give you everything that it's played. It just gives you the chunk that you're in at the time. So sadly, I can't give it to you, but I wanted to. Steve Irwin says, wow, I've never heard an American accent say bolognese before. That was strange. How do they say it? Where are you from, Steve Irwin? Australia, I'm going to guess, he said racistly. I mean, Steve Irwin, I'm going to guess Australia. How does he say bolognese? I got to look it up. Do you watch a lot of British programming? How do they say bolognese?
I have no idea. Maybe they add the little "e" at the end. Bolognese.
Bolognese. Let's see. Pronunciation. All right, this is how Google is telling me how to say it.
Bolognese.
So I'm saying bolognese, and they're saying bolognese.
Bolognese.
Okay.
Close enough, I think.
How do you guys say it? Bolognese or bolognese?
I would
I think yays.
Yes.
I probably would have said it the way you said it.
Okay.
I think.
I'm not like upset about this. I'm just being nosy. I'm curious, and they're on a 2-minute delay, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit to find out. But I've heard the British say lots of things that I don't want to say it's wrong, but things where I've been like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things where they'll say stuff where it either sounds like so beautiful that it's like, oh, that's definitely the way to say it, perfect British, or it's like, why did you pronounce it like that? Like, what the?
Go ahead.
I'm trying to think of
Yeah, I
stuff
know.
because like
There's ones that I know they don't put like the ethnic stank on it like we do, but I'm blanking completely, of course. Like, man, there's so many of them. Yeah, Brits pronounce the T in fillet.
right, stuff like that, like, and all that stuff. I want to say if they butcher something, I think they've done it on purpose. Like now it's part of their vernacular, but I think when it started they did it on purpose because a lot of it is like French, and I don't think they care for the French too much. So like something like bolognese, which I think, or bolognese, which is I guess Italian, you don't think they would screw that up on purpose.
Yeah.
But like the French stuff, like I feel like they do that on purpose. There's like a lot of French words that they'll say and just like say them with the hard consonants or whatever.
If I wasn't trying to keep the show going and like I gave my brain a second, I know I could figure out one of the UK ones, but it's drawing a blank right now. Drake says LOL sounds like bolognese or bolognese maybe, which they say is Welsh for nice stomach. That's pretty great. Nikki Hill is obviously listening live because he texted me and he said schedule versus schedule. They do say schedule. That's true. But I'm thinking of ones like where they don't, like if we, it's like Spanish words or stuff like that, where they just don't put the Spanish stank on it and we do. But of course, I can't think of anything at the moment.
I think they call tacos tacos.
You're getting me close to one of them. Son of a bitch, what is it? Whatever. I can't do this. I want to, and it's gonna just keep dragging me down. Moving on. Mom Brain.
Yes.
Did you know that you can join the GoNintendo Patreon?
For $1.
For $1, you get access. What did we talk about this week? Let me tell you. Talked about the Wii/Me era and how I am missing that era because it was just really fun and experimental and expanded audience-ish. And sure, there were some misses, but there were lots of hits as well. And there was just a whole vibe to that kind of thing. And I really miss like those Wii/Me party games that were out there, like Wii Party and Wii Party U and Wii Play and all that stuff. I just really liked that era of little silly, fun, experimental stuff. And I've been feeling quite nostalgic for it lately. And we don't get that kind of stuff like we used to. And I just miss it. Steve Irwin says, sorry, I'm very behind. I'm from England, and I'd love to hear a terrible impression of a British accent saying it. We say the nays as nays, by the way.
Bolognese. Yeah, well, maybe that's the right way to say it.
Bolognese. Also a silent G, they say. Steve, don't apologize for being behind. We'll take anything you've got. God damn it.
Dr. Cheeks.
We'll get to a part of the show where I can like disappear and let you guys talk. And that's exactly what I'm going to focus on. So I wrote about that. I also wrote about keeping track of games and how I've been like stressing out about it. And I don't mean games in general. I mean games that I've been playing because, as you know, I like to stick with games and see them through to the end so I can talk about them. And I feel like my opinion on them,
not all games, but many.
I don't want to say isn't valid, but my opinion isn't whole or worth as much when I don't finish the game.
On the whole.
But in recent years, because of lack of free time and also the amount of games that comes out, because it's more than ever before, there's just so many out there. And I felt so bad about having so many games where I've played, hours and hours worth. And then something for work comes up that I have to tackle, or free time disappears and I don't have a chance to get back into it, or something new comes up that I'm like really eager to jump into, and then I go to that, and it's just created a graveyard of games that I have lost contact with, and it really upsets me because I don't want that to be the case. And I was like, talking to Patreon people because I was thinking I'm sure I'm far from the only one in this situation, and I was like, maybe we can crowdsource some sort of idea of what to do or how to tackle this or how to approach it. And everybody on Patreon was like, "Yep, I'm in the exact same boat." And sometimes you just gotta just go with the flow, and sometimes you gotta not be so hard on yourself about this stuff, and sometimes you gotta. Um, write things down so you don't forget stuff. And it's, all the stuff we've all done. But it happens to all of us. And I think maybe it's time for me to not be so hard on myself, because the desire to want to play those games and see them all through to the end is always 100%. But so many other things come in the way. And I don't even want to say come in the way, because that's, sometimes things do pop up and they get in the way. But other times it's just, as I said, something else comes out and it's like, oh, I've been waiting for this for so long. I can't contain my excitement. I want to jump in on this, or whatever the situation may be. So I guess it's time for me to deal with that discomfort and allow myself a little grace with it. And not saying that those games disappear forever, but maybe I shouldn't feel so guilty, and maybe I should just take things as they come. And when reminders pop up, that's when you go back to something. And rather than beat myself up for it, just live in a flow state with it. So I've never been like that, and I still don't like that idea, but I have to recognize where I'm at and what I can do and how much time I have, and things just aren't possible, sadly. So I need to, at the very least, I need to keep a list of all the stuff, and then I can, deal with it from there. So it is what it is. We can't do it all, no matter how much we want. Plus, on top of all that, we play Fortnite, which I love and never ever want to give up. But that's a chunk of time for playing games where other games could be played or other things could be watched. But I'm not saying that as a negative. Like, the Fortnite time is extremely important to me, and I really enjoy it and get a ton from it. And I would never, ever, ever want to. There's never any single player game or movie or TV show that I would ever want to engage with out instead of playing Fortnite, because Fortnite is really just time with friends virtually. So that will 100% win over anything else. So that's I'm not going to give up Fortnite time. I just like it that much.
So I'm never getting Alan Wake 2 back, is what you're saying?
Oh, I was, as I was thinking about, as I wrote this week, I was like,
because I know for a fact you didn't take advantage last month and download it at no extra charge, at no additional cost from the PlayStation Network. So
I'm not part of that.
Oh, you're not?
No, I bowed out a long time ago, because I'm like, I literally do not play anything online on PlayStation ever. I can't think of one thing I've ever played online. And like since I've had the PlayStation 5, maybe there's one thing I'm forgetting, but yeah, I have whatever the lowest of the low tier you can have. That's what I have, because I don't play anything on there online at all.
Makes sense.
So yes, I did not take advantage of that. I did know it was there though. So whenever you want Alan Wake back, I
don't need it back. It's fine. I'm just giving you crap.
But when I was writing this post, I was like, I know dude's going to bring up Alan Wake, but rightfully
I just don't have anyone to talk about how great it was. And to be honest, you weren't finding it great. So I don't even want you to play it, because it's just going to disappoint me when you're like, yeah, it wasn't that great.
Well, I wasn't finding it bad, but I wasn't blown away by it at the time.
But you didn't even get to like, man, some parts are like so cool.
See, that's one of the ones I specifically wrote down where it was, which helped me to remember. I finished the amusement park section, and I went across the street to like the collection of cabins that were over there, because that was the next part of the mission that I had to do. And I walked up on that mountain and did all that part with that house up there. And that like amusement park to that house stuff, that's probably what I enjoyed the most of the whole game so far. But that's where I stopped. So, but I made myself a note, because I do want to go back to it 100%. Just, one thing is something for work comes up, and then, something else comes out that I want to play. And then, you know how it is. Then you're like, shit, it's been like 3 months since I played that game. So,
yeah, when you go back to it, I don't know if you ever go back to it, I don't know if you're going to be able to easily pick up where you left off. You might have to start over, just because.
Well, that's right. Like, the note I have written is an extensive note. Like, it's not just one line. It was like a couple of controls things, and like, it's about like a paragraph of what I have. It's in a Google Doc. I have a Google Doc of like Google Doc of sadness of like things that I really want to play or things that I really need to play.
I thought you wrote it in the notes section on the last page of the instruction booklet of Alan Wake too.
It's like a graveyard of things where I'm like, Dragon Quest 1, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, because I'm like, I got like, I want to say like 85% into that game, and it's something came up where I had to review, and I was like, I need to write a note on this, and I know I wrote the note, and I remember as soon as I write a note, like a detailed note, it never leaves my brain, which means I guess the note helps and doesn't help. But I remember exactly where I was. I don't know the names of places, but I know I went down this hole where I had to open up this hole that was protected by this thing. And I'm in this underground land, and it's very clearly the end part of the game. And all the land is covered in this purple stuff, Sunny D. And like, I know exactly where I have to go when I'm down there. It's just something came up, and I had to take care of that. And then after that, I was like, yeah, I'll get back to it. And I was like, I don't need to worry because I got the note.
Sounds like that quest is dragging on.
And now look what happened. Now Dragon Quest 1 and 2.
Dragon Quest.
Give the man some so clearly, like I said, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake are out. So, like it's been a while. But that was this year. So it's not like it's been an incredibly long time. But still, it's been a decent amount of time.
You're doing it.
Hi, No Blades, No Bows. Good to see you. Want to pop in and say hi, but I can't watch live today. Whatever the values or passions are, get involved and participate in the process. Peace and love, y'all. That's great. Lightwind says, what about jalapeno? I've heard Brits say a jalapeno. You are correct. I have heard that one. That's a great example. 100% right. Steve Irwin says, the way you guys say, this is a great one. Aluminum.
Oh,
because they say aluminium.
Yeah, that's right.
Also, why don't you pronounce the H in herb? I don't know why we don't pronounce that. I'm on team U with that one. Hi, Guy Bones. Good to see you. I honestly don't know. So hold on a second. I gotta look at this.
We call what you would wear to the pool or the beach a bathing suit, and they call it a bathing costume.
Do they really?
I've heard bathing costume. I think that's pretty cool. It's also strange to me, but I like it.
So I'm looking up aluminum foil to see how it's spelled, because we spell ours how we say it. We spell it ALUMINUM. That's why we don't say aluminium, because we spell it aluminum.
So is there a British spelling for it? And that's why they
spell it aluminium. And I don't know if there's a difference between aluminium and aluminum. It says, because the wiki page says aluminium foil or aluminum foil in American English, and they're spelled two different ways. So that's it. But we can just get around that all together by saying tinfoil, and then there's no problem.
And that's it.
But that's why we say it differently, because we spell it differently. We are pronouncing it the way we spell it. We just solved a little bit of trivia right there. Moving on. I wrote about a new game show that's coming to Netflix because I love game shows. It's called What's in the Box. And I wrote about the show because there's no trailer. Sorry, I want to get you guys the official like breakdown of the show that says how it works. Because it's I don't understand. Anyway, hosted by Neil Patrick Harris. I love new game shows. It comes out December 17th. There's 6 episodes. This is how the show is described. Giant boxes conceal astonishing prizes, wild surprises, and unexpected reveals. Neil Patrick Harris will lead pairs of contestants through rounds of fast-paced trivia as they race to guess what's inside each box. But unpacking the prize is only the beginning. As the high-stakes game unfolds, competitors' smarts, strategy, and stamina will be tested. Shifting alliances and unexpected twists mean only those with sharp instincts and a little luck will hold onto their winnings and claim victory. So it's about guessing what's in the box, and then some sort of aspect of people stealing the boxes or people trading boxes and you trying to keep what's in the box. But I guess the trivia is related to what's in the box. So it's not trivia in general that earns you a chance to win a box. It's trivia that's supposed to hint at what's in the box, I guess. And I guess like the pairs of contestants are like, I think there's a trip to Disney World in that box. We want
They
that
kind of
box.
do that on Let's Make a Deal sometimes. When
Now that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
This is exactly what part of Let's Make a Deal is like, always guessing what's in the box or what you think is in the box. So I don't see how the show differs minus the trivia part. But again, I don't know if the trivia is about what's in the box or it's just generic trivia that wins you a chance to guess what's in the box. I have no idea. The show sounds I like Neil Patrick Harris. I think he could be a good host. I need to see him in this, but the show, whatever. I'll give any game show a shot, but I'm not sold on this one yet. Also, I don't like the set of the goddamn game show because they're all the same. Ever since Who Wants to Be a Millionaire came out, that show had a set that was like very serious and dark and big lights and whatever. It made sense for that show. Like they were ratcheting up the suspense, and I think that set works for that game show. But that show was such a huge hit that every game show that came out, or many game shows that came after, were like, we need dark, serious sets that are very foreboding. And it like they did the new version of Password years ago with Regis, and they gave it a millionaire style set, and I'm like, what? This doesn't work for Password at all. That's not the kind of show Password is. So What's in the Box has like one of those kind of sets where it's dark background and like very big set, and I'm showing Dude pictures of it now.
Right.
And I'm just like, I don't like this set. Like a game show, why can't a game show? Game shows can be serious, and that's fine, but not all game shows have to be serious. Like you wouldn't want Price is Right with a serious set, and you wouldn't want like Jeopardy isn't really like Jeopardy's like a demure set. It's not like serious or drab. Like it's got colors and there's fun stuff there.
It's in the middle, you know.
Yeah.
It's like kind of straight laced for what it is, but like you said, it's got blue that pops, you know. It's got
Yes, yeah.
colors that pop, and there's fun like music, and there's
Mhm.
fun fonts that
Mhm.
come at you, and the host or the you know, the voice is great, gets you kind of psyched
Johnny
up.
Gilbert.
Yeah, Johnny Gilbert. So like it's got all that. This what's in the box, just hearing what's in the box doesn't sound like a serious game show. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it sounds like it falls in that lighter hearted game
Yes.
show. And I don't know because I haven't seen it yet, but like maybe you should have like a more fun, whimsical set
Yeah.
with colors and stuff for the what's in the
Yeah.
box.
Because there
game
are
show.
plenty of game shows now that take these serious sets, but their atmosphere is more light and fun and funny, and the host jokes around. And I'm just like, your set does not match the vibe of the show. It's a game show. We're allowed to have fun with the set. And I'm not saying it's got to be rainbow colors or anything like Dude was saying about Jeopardy. Like it has a personality, and the personality isn't strictly, it's middle of the road. There's a little bit of everything in there. It's just, so whatever. You know, I love game shows to death, and I'll watch any game show, but that means because I'm so passionate about them, I have strong opinions on them. So I'm just like, whatever. So this game show in general, I'm like, whatever. But I love a new game show, so I'll be there to check it out. Hello, it's Stitched. Good to see you.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris seems like a good fit for a game show host.
Mhm.
But we've talked about this before, where I just wish we could go back to the age where there was just a guy whose only thing was game show host. You never even heard of him or saw him before.
Yeah.
And he's just a game show host. There's just something magical about that.
The era when game shows made the star, not when the star made the game show.
Right?
I agree, and it makes us sound so old, but I could not agree with that more. It's we don't have that era anymore at all.
And I don't want some like Ryan Seacrest looking guy. I want some guy who's like 65, like looks old.
Always looked old. Yeah.
like maybe he's 50, but looks like he's 70.
Yeah, and like the Betty White thing, she always looked old. There was like maybe 5 years there where she didn't, but Betty White always looked old. That's how she looks. Yeah, give me somebody who looks seasoned.
Yeah, you kind of want, and this obviously isn't for every show ever, every game show ever, but like you kind of want the host to be like the adult in the room almost.
Yes.
Like almost like they're the babysitter, or they're
Yes.
they should be a little bit more mature age wise. I don't know why. It doesn't have to be, but it's
See, we have certain areas where our passions, I don't want to say passions because game shows, the passions for me, it's not a passion for you, but you're very knowledgeable in old game shows and you'll watch a game show.
I like game shows.
And this is one of those things where I think like that would be a really fun, like side thing for us to do. Like if a Patreon post was literally just us sitting down to watch a new game show and we just, Mystery Science Theater as we were watching it and recorded that. I think
would
that'd be
do
a
that.
ton of fun.
I mean,
because we're not going to like it's great because we both love video games, but we have very strong opinions about video games and they differ. And sometimes I don't want to say it gets heated, but sometimes the conversation gets a little hot. But with game shows, that would never happen with us. We're 100% on the same page, and it's just stupid. And it'd be great to.
You're also you've got a high tolerance. This isn't just in the game show realm. You've got a high tolerance for new things and being open-minded to new things, and I don't. And so when it comes to like new game shows, I immediately want to be like, screw this, just because I'm like a bitter person. So it could be interesting to watch new game shows together because we're different. We have like when it comes to game shows, we're very similar, but we're still on opposite sides of like the
trying new things.
Yes.
Well, to be fair to your side, there are game shows that I really do like that are new or newer. But, it has been a very long time. The last time we had a new game show that was like, that has become a mainstay, I would say is Millionaire. I guess to a lesser degree. And I hate it. And I can't think of the name of it right now. Deal or No Deal. I just don't like Deal or No Deal at all. I think it's a boring game. I think it takes way too long. And I think there's nothing to it.
Is that the one with the suitcases?
Yes.
Oh, the briefcases.
But like that one has become, it hasn't been on consecutively, but it's been on a long time. So like, but Millionaire is still on. Like they still do Millionaire and they do Celebrity Millionaire. It's still around. So like that was the last like big game show that has been created. That's become a part of the zeitgeist.
Big, because like the Chase is like pretty popular, but it's not like it's not like on that level that Millionaire got to.
I don't even know that the Chase is still airing new. I honestly don't know. But yeah, we're in an era where there are more game shows than ever, honestly. But I think most networks are just farting them out because people will watch and they're very cheap to make. Like game shows compared to any other show are ridiculously cheap because you have a set that basically never changes. You're not paying the contestants anything. And the host takes up the biggest amount of money. And hosts get paid a buttload, but it's nothing compared to what a regular show would cost to make. So networks are like, game shows out the ass because they're
can
cheap
film
and they
like
get
5 a day.
Exactly. So it makes sense. Like I really like the game show I can't name. I really like 20 Words or Less. I think that's a legit, fun, good game show. I think a key of any good game show is letting the people at home who are watching play along. Like it's a game that they can play along with, which is why Jeopardy is so great and Wheel of Fortune is so great because everybody watching can play along.
Yeah.
And I think 20 Words or Less, everybody can play along with that. You can guess the words or you can complain about how they're using the words. I think it's a great game show. And that's been on consecutively for a very long time. Meredith Vieira she's fine as a host, but just the idea works. It's a great game show. But outside of that, I've been very upset with Family Feud because I'm so over Steve Harvey. Like, I don't like him as a person. I don't like his shtick on Family Feud. I don't like how Family Feud is like, now here's a question and it's going to have sexual answers. And it's not because I'm a prude. I'm like, it's just enough of this.
Yeah, I feel like they've changed all the questions to fit his like looks that he gives, like when he's shocked that
we're missing the magic of like now Family Feud is like, let's give all these questions that are just basically ways to make people say sexual stuff that everybody's already thinking and then we'll all be shocked and laugh versus great gift Malakalo versus game shows where it was like, let's give people just random standard questions and let them hang themselves with stupid answers. Like that was the fun stuff where a contestant would give an answer and you're like, what the hell are they talking about? But now it's just like, which family member is going to say boner or something like that. So, and don't get me wrong, at first it was funny, but we're, what are we at? 15 years now, Family Feud?
I admit, at first it was funny, but it's been so long and it's kind of like, oh my God. And I just miss the days of Richard not even kissing all the women and being a weirdo, but
They do not miss that.
But I miss how when he was like really in his cups, how you wouldn't be able to understand what he's saying,
Oh,
or
yeah,
he'd be
big
like
time.
he'd just talk really
Yeah.
slow, and it's like, why are you whispering? Like, what is?
I don't know how.
And you'd have to lean in and be like, I'm really
Yes,
into this show,
yes.
and I don't know if he was doing it on purpose, but it was enthralling.
I don't know how much you know about this or how much you've actually seen. I'm sure you know. So rest in peace. Ray Combs committed suicide very sadly. CBS, the show must go on. They were like, we need Family Feud, but we need a host. And I brought back Richard for one season.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much you've seen in that season, but it is like ancient Richard whisper to the max. And his humor is still from the 70s. And it is the best worst I've ever seen, because no one can hear the man. And he does what he always used to do, but to the max. So it's like, number 4, and then so like he wakes everybody up with screaming an answer, but when he's reading the question, it's like top of her.
I mean, they don't make them like that anymore. I bet you're going to be able to understand every word Neil Patrick Harris says.
Yes,
and
diction will be on point.
Come on, like we got to get him shovel-faced drunk and have him whisper into the mic.
That's why something like Match Game it still has some heart to it, because even modern day Match Game, you have the back and forth banter between the celebrities. Like there's a playfulness to it that still gets you some of that like wiggle room for like, we're not so straight laced here, and everything doesn't have to have like its I's dotted and its T's crossed. So yeah. Whatever. That show's coming out on FX. I could obviously talk about game shows forever. So I got to stop saying I should do things for Patreon, and I got to start doing things for Patreon, because I think that'd be really fun. Moving on to video game stuff. I wrote about Dispatch. Have you heard about Dispatch?
Just recently, but I don't know anything about it.
So Dispatch, it's on PS5. It's PC and PS5 only for right now. It is a Telltale style. I believe some former Telltale staff worked on it. Like adventure games, story-based narrative
like
adventure
The Walking
game.
Dead. And
yes,
Game
exactly
of
like
Thrones,
that.
those
Yes,
games.
except this also has another like game mechanic in it, but it's very much a story-based game. It's got a killer voice cast.
That's why I heard of it. Who are the big names in it? Because I think
okay, because I suck at everybody's names. It's got Breaking Bad bald man. I'm sorry, no, it's a younger bald man. You know who I'm talking about.
Younger bald man.
His friend, the main guy's friend in the show. I haven't watched the show.
The main guy, so Jesse Pinkman's friend, like a bald guy in it.
You know, he's still younger.
I mean, I'd have to see a picture of him, because I'm only thinking of the old bald guy, Mike Ehrmantraut.
It's the guy I feel like who worked with him to make drugs. He was like youngish in the show. He was like kiddish, not a kid, but a teen or a younger 20s. He's been in so many things.
I
don't look at the chat. We got to do this together.
I think I know who you're talking about. I don't remember him being bald though.
I thought he's always been bald, or like very, very, very short widow's peak.
I gotta look him up. I mean,
I know his name now.
Okay,
Aaron Paul.
Oh, that's Jesse Pinkman. He's the main character.
He's the main character.
Well,
Walter White's the main character.
Well, they're both the main character.
Okay. See, I haven't watched.
Okay, so that. Sorry about that.
That's okay. My fault. He's always been bald.
It's
right?
all right. I'm really frustrated because I knew the answer, but I didn't know who you were talking about.
Yeah,
so.
I haven't seen the show. So
I was trying to think of Aaron Paul's friend's name, and I was like, he's got a couple of D-bag friends in the show.
I don't even know who that is. Yeah, Jeffrey Wright is a voice in it. Yeah, that's a name I know. I was going to say The Watcher, and I was going to say Westworld Man, but then I knew his name would come to me.
It was, and now I'm kicking myself because the reason I've heard of Dispatch is because of Aaron Paul. He's not going to be doing the voice of the character he did in Invincible, like moving forward. And they asked him why.
Oh, because of this?
No. He said it was because it was too like psychologically taxing to do the character, which I don't even remember the character, to be honest. I think it was BS.
Yes.
Like
the character had a really sad story.
I like him as Jesse Pinkman. I want to like him in other things. I haven't liked him in anything else, so I don't even know if he's a good actor. And like, I don't know much about acting, so I shouldn't be saying crap. But like, is it that much harder to just like is a small role They're probably paying you a bunch of money. You can't just
in Dispatch or
in Invincible.
I mean, I don't want to say it was a small role. I mean, he was in multiple episodes as that character, and I thought he was.
I thought he
I
was
thought he
great.
could. Thought he could be good in that, but I thought he also was monotone at some points. Like I saw glimpses of him being good. So maybe that's what he's talking about with it being mentally taxing. Maybe he just feel like he was up to snuff. Now I haven't played Dispatch yet, but I've heard he's very good in this. Like
Cool.
I've heard from a lot of people that he's very good, and I can respect someone who looks at voice acting and it's like, wow, this is a lot more taxing than I thought it would be.
I just respected that he said no.
Yeah,
and did it in like a professional kind of way rather than because and this is now I'm getting off topic, but it's like whenever I see like a McDonald's commercial with Brian Cox's voice, I just want to rip him out of the screen and throw him out the window because of what a jerk he is in real life about acting.
Yes.
Like I'll see Samuel L. Jackson in like some dumb ad for like Chase Bank, and it's like, how much? Like I just saw you in Tulsa King, one episode. You probably got paid more than anybody gets paid in their whole life for one episode, and you're doing a Chase ad. Like, so to have somebody who's like got a layup, it's like, hey, you can come back and reprise this role.
Yeah.
We'll throw a bunch of money at you. And he didn't want to do it for whatever reason. I think that's admirable to be like, no.
If he says no for whatever the reasons, other than just like, I think it's garbage. Well, whatever, I can if he didn't say those words. Yes, basically, yes, I agree with you 100%. Laura Bailey, one of the queens of voice acting as far as video games go, she's in it. She's always killer in everything. Matthew Mercer, who as
Laura Bailey,
Mom Brain,
and Laura Bailey too. Yeah, from Critical Role.
But Matthew Mercer, you would know as the voice of Ganondorf in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes.
But he's done voices in a whole bunch of other things, and then other people I can't remember. But so it's a game about superheroes. Obviously, my bread and butter. I love it. When I saw the first trailer, I was like, day one, baby, no question about it. Then they put out the second trailer, and it has a simulation aspect so it's a story game where your decisions matter and all that stuff, and I take that really seriously. But there's another gameplay mechanic where it's called Dispatch because you dispatch superheroes to crimes, and you have to pick the superheroes that go to select crimes or situations. It's not always crimes that you think would be best for the job. And I suck at those kind of games, and I'm terrified that I'm going to make terrible decisions, which then relate to bad story beats, which then relate to me not enjoying my experience with the game because I'm not good at the simulation part. So this went from a day one to me thinking about it every single day and about how I should get it, but I'm afraid of it now. And I know I'm at the point where I'm just going to pull the trigger and get it.
You should.
But I'm very nervous about it. And the game has been, thank you.
The game.
I'm going to clip that for you so you could just hit that one. Has gotten incredible praise. Like it is like Game of the Year nomination. Like people are loving it. It's sold in 2 weeks over 2 million copies. For this kind of genre, that's staggering. 2 million for any game is a big deal. I don't want to make it seem like it's not. But 2 million sold for this kind of game. Brand new IP as well. This is like a success story of all success stories. I could not be happier that people are all about this. And it seems like they all really are enjoying it and say it's top-notch every aspect of it. So I am 100% going to pull the trigger on it. Everything I've seen in the trailers, I like. I love those story-based games or narrative adventures. It's just that one simulation part really does worry me. But somebody on Patreon, a really great point, they were like, are there difficulty settings? And I was like, I never even thought of that. Maybe there is. And I could just crank the difficulty all the way down because that won't matter for story choices. It'll matter for the gameplay portion of it. So I'm going to go in. The Patreon post was therapeutic to me. But anyway, you were going to say, sorry.
I was just saying it's a different type of game. I guess similar, but like, for instance, I have a very distinct memory of playing Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Maddie Biss.
And it's because I screwed up, and I could never replay that game and try to do it right. Because even though it might be a satisfying way to end the story, it just wouldn't be what I first experienced. Mm-hmm. And even though it didn't go the way I wanted it to, And normally I hate that. Like, I'm with you. Like, I don't want to screw anything up.
Yeah.
It sticks with me. Like, it was very powerful what happened in the game. And it was like one of the few times too where I didn't like save scum and like,
Yeah.
like I do with every other game ever in history. So like, but it was, again, maybe the story didn't turn out the way I would have liked it, but it's made an impact on me. It's like a
Yeah.
game that I still think about, and an experience that I had that was crazy. Because usually when you play a video game, you win. You know what I mean? Like, you just, unless you don't play it,
Yeah.
you win. So like, it was like interesting, and it stuck with me to not win. And it wasn't necessarily like part of the story, like Last of Us or something, where you don't really win.
I mean, when you think of, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna guess it's the same for you. When you watch something, a movie or a TV show, and if there's good guys and bad guys, if the good guys don't win, or it's not like a clear-cut win-lose situation, those stories kind of tend to stick with you more, and you think about them more because they're not the cookie cutter ending. It's just with Dispatch, like, I never play those kind of games based on what I think is the correct answer. I do it based on what I would actually do, at least what's close to what I would do based on the decisions I have. And I would hate for those decisions to be ruined by me sucking at the simulation part of the game, but I'm gonna get it. I'm so into the subject matter in general. I can't, like, this is so stupid, but I could talk about this so much. My superhero awakening, for any other way to put it, I don't know how I went my whole life basically not knowing like how much superhero stories would resonate with me and how much I would get from them. It's like, I just absolutely adore the genre, and it's not because it's good guys versus bad guys. Like, I love the struggle between the good guys and bad guys, and it's not about winning and losing. I like the struggle that happens in there, and like when the character studies are there, I love that kind of stuff. And there's just, it just does so much for me that, like, I can't. No matter what's going on in Dispatch, I have to give Dispatch a chance, because it just, that kind of stuff means so much to me. Just last night, I was on TikTok, and I got a My Hero Academia related TikTok, which is an anime superhero related show. And there are moments in that show where I have, like, for those that watch the show, like Deku, I have tears streaming down my face because I'm like, God, I just feel this. I don't know how else to say I feel this. Then I went back and I watched a moment from the show where the good guys, who are kids and going through school, put together this plan to try and save one of their friends, to try and outsmart the bad guys. And it's like a plan that is like just crazy, but it ends up working, and all these different personalities come together to make this plan work. And the music that plays while this plan is playing out, it's just beautiful to me. It's absolutely beautiful, where I watch it and I'm like, I want to say, like, I watch it, I'm like, this is what life is about. These moments right here, just like, it's not about this guy can fly and this guy can shoot lasers. It's about, like, these people don't get along otherwise, but they're going to trust each other in this situation. And this guy's going to believe in his ability, even though he's got the worst self-esteem ever. And like, all these people are going to put aside all their other things to try and help this one person who's kind of a jerk, but they know it's the right thing to do. And I was like, man, this is just so good. Just love that stuff. So I'm sure Dispatch is going to be filled with all that, like, personal interactions and real life stuff going on, mixed in with, guys who can fly, and women who can grow 10 feet tall and all that stuff. That's just like the window dressing for me. Yes, I think that stuff's cool. I just like, that kind of stuff, but that's not why I'm into superheroes. I'm into how they use their powers and what they do and the struggles and all that. I love that kind of stuff. So I have to play Dispatch. Writing the Patreon and even talking more about it here, I'm done with all my worries. I'm going to go into it. I'm curious if you have an answer for this one. I wrote about games where you just randomly pulled the trigger on it. Like a game you, like, found out about and pulled the trigger at the same time. Like, you didn't even know it existed, and like, you went on the shop, or you saw an article online, or you saw a trailer and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get that. And you went and picked it up right away. Do you have any example of that?
Oh man, I'm sure I do. I just can't think of one right now off the top of my head.
Obviously, I wrote about it for Patreon because it just happened to me, so it's easier for me to do. I know I've had it in the past, but thinking of it, yes, it's difficult. But there was a game, which I'll talk about later, where a trailer was put out, and it was a game I had not covered at all for GoNintendo. It's on the Switch. Like, it's only on Switch and PC right now. But never heard of it, never got a press release for it, didn't know anything about it, but a YouTube channel I'm subscribed to, which is, I think is the publisher, put out the trailer, and it's like, it's out now. And I was like, what's this? And I watched the trailer, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna jump in on it right away. I went, it was like $10. I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. So I'll talk about that later. But I like that kind of situation. When something just randomly comes your way and you're like, what the hell is this? I've never heard of this before. I think I'm just gonna hop in on it. I don't care what anybody's saying or anything else. Just this piece of art or this trailer or this song just convinced me to pick up the game. So I wrote about that, and you'll hear about that game later. And then finally, the last thing I talked about was gotcha games, which I've talked about before. Gotcha games are games that are filled to the brim with mechanics that try and get you to spend money. So, like, you run out of energy in a game, or you need gems to fuel something, or what, you guys know how it is. But in particular, I wrote about how I don't understand how there is any human alive that legitimately understands every piece of select gotcha games. Because, like, you're playing we'll talk about it in detail later. You're playing a gotcha game right now. There are so many things in that game that are trying to get you to spend money, and you don't have to. But do you understand all of them? There's so many this, that, this thing, that thing, and I'm like, who understands all of this?
But I do understand
the core
what
game
is free and what is not.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's not like they're trying to trick me into, like,
Yeah.
they're trying to tempt me to spend my money, but not trick me into doing it.
But it's crazy because the core game in a gotcha game, you understand and you know what to do, and you play and you have fun. But there's all these other things going on where you're like, A, how the hell did the developers come up with this stuff? B, how did they keep track of it? C, this makes no sense. Is there anyone out there who legitimately understands all of this stuff? It's like, here's a game where there's lightning bolts for energy and batteries for a different kind of energy and gems to unlock these things and an auto scroll thing to do this and weekly tournaments for this and collectible cards that do this. And it's like, it's just things made to get people to spend money, but you can play without doing that. And I'm like, how do all these systems work together? I cannot make sense of some of them. And I'm mind boggled that gotcha games are so huge and they make, Nikki Hill's not here, bazillions of dollars, and people are spending money on this stuff. And I'm like, how much do these people actually understand, or are they just buying the things that they understand? I don't understand. And I thought about it because we are both playing a gotcha game right now, which I'll talk about later. But I was gonna pick up another game, which I didn't. There's a new Resident Evil game on phones. It's a gotcha game called Resident Evil Survival Unit. And it launched, and it's so funny. It's so funny. So I watched the trailer and I was like, I'm always down for whatever. This looks fun. And I read about the game and I was like, this game would be great if it is what it showed you in the trailer. And it's like, you play like the first hour of the game and you're like, this is a lot of fun. And then it becomes like a base builder resource management game. And somebody was like, that's not what I want from this. So I'm out. They're like, if it just gave me more of what the beginning was, then I'd be all about it. And I was like, I'm not in on this. But I read the comments on the trailer, which came out, a couple days before the game launched. And they were like, this is going to be great for the 8 people that download this. This is shovelware. Nobody's going to buy this game. Give us what we want. And then it was announced in less than a week that the game was downloaded over 1 million times. So it's like, wow, these people don't understand that just because they don't want something doesn't mean other people don't want it to. But over 1 million, I still have a little bit of an itch to try it just because what you see in the trailer, I'm like, this looks like fun, but to know it gets to a base builder, I don't like that in games at all. So.
You've probably seen the one, I always see ads for it where like it's like a soldier on a bridge and there's zombies coming at you or something and you're automatically shooting up and you're moving left and right and you've probably seen it. One looks so fun and whoever they have playing it on the ad stinks on purpose because it's like, I would have
Yes.
So I downloaded that, and it like the first level is what you see, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun little time waster. And then right after that, it was like, here's the base building stage, and
Yeah.
it was like you said, so confusing.
Yeah.
And so many different things. And I was like, I just want to be on that bridge shooting things. So I stopped playing it.
Why you got to get that game on Switch. There's like 3 collections of them now where it's called, we've talked about it before. It's called like, so you want those games or whatever. And it's just a developer turned all those things that you actually want to play into real games.
Right.
So yeah, I wrote about gacha games and their insane mechanics and trying to decipher if anybody actually knew what all of them were and how they worked. But I didn't read your responses yet because that was yesterday.
Sorry to go back to the game that you didn't know anything about that you pulled a trigger on.
Yeah,
that you're talking about. This, I've got a huge one. The original Mass Effect.
Okay.
I was saving up forever for an Xbox 360 because I knew that GTA 5 was going to eventually come out on it. And the day that I got like I got a couple of gift cards or something, so that put me over the top, and I was like, I can't wait anymore. I'm gonna buy this Xbox 360, but GTA 5 wasn't out yet. It wasn't gonna be out till the summer or something like that. So I had a few months. I think it was Christmas I bought it around then, and I was in Walmart buying the Xbox, and I was like, I can't just get this. I need a game, and I didn't know any of the games. And I was literally looking at the glass case again. I would never do this today. This is like insane. And I was just like, what is this Mass Effect? And then I think I called you and I was like, have you heard of this Mass Effect? And you were like, I've heard of it. It's getting good reviews. I want to play it.
Then I was scared to get in on it because I knew it was RPG-ish, but I also wanted to play because it looked interesting. I remember.
Yeah, you knew about it. So I guess I wasn't like totally cold feet jumping in, but like I bought it right there based off the cover and off of your
to go into the store and see it and be, how we used to buy games back in the day to do that. Yeah, at that time.
Crazy. That's crazy. The last time that's
hell
ever
of a
happened.
pick. Hell of a pick.
And I loved it.
That's a great one.
I'll never forget because it's a new console too. And I'd never had an Xbox before, even though I played plenty of Xbox, I'd never had my own. So it was like exciting to get home, hook it up, put in a new game. And then that like song, that like Blade Runner-esque song that's in the title screen. And I was like, this is like it was the next generation. You know what I mean? Like
we made it.
We did it. And that was like one of the last times it was like exciting to like get it. I mean, Nintendo ones have been exciting for me, but like, I got that PS5 on the day it came out and the PS4 and it like, I liked the systems, but it wasn't like, I didn't feel like Thrill Ho putting in Bone Storm and getting my hair blown back. I kind of was just like, well, it's next.
The last time I really felt like that was with Breath of the Wild, where it was like new system and like a Zelda that's wildly different from the others. And I was like, this is something really special. Yeah, that's the last time I really felt that. Since then, and it's not saying I'm down on games because I'm not, but that kind of like magical moment. Yeah, I don't know. It could happen
That's
again.
Probably the same for me too, because I didn't get the Switch till late. I got it like months later, and when I got it, I got Breath of the Wild, and I didn't know. I had been out of like kind of the video game scene, not out of it, but like as far as like being on the cutting edge, I was kind of out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I eventually got that, and it was like the same thing. You come out of that cave, and you're just like, what? And there was something, we've talked about this before, but there was just something that made it feel like the original Zelda's map had somehow come to life 3D. I don't know how they did it. And like, that was probably the last time. And even though I love my Switch 2 and I'm looking forward to what the Switch 2 is going to bring us in the future, I didn't get my socks rocked off. You know what I mean? Like I'm enjoying my time with it, but doesn't feel like that felt.
Oh yeah, that's like those are very few and far between, those kind of moments. I agree with that. Yeah. So that's Patreon. You can join it for $1, but that's enough Patreon talk. Let's go to news. Mom Brain, if you would please.
News.
Finally. We don't need to do that. All right, we're just gonna go into it right away, because it's the first one there anyway.
Finally.
The Game Awards 2025, which are airing, who knows, December 11th. We got our nominees, and I will give you the nominees as I said before. We're not going to do every category, but I'll peruse as we go. As I said earlier, I only saw nominees for Game of the Year. I did not read any other nominees on purpose so I could have a live reaction on the podcast. Game of the Year nominees are Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Got no complaints with that. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. How do you feel? Game of the Year worthy?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll talk about all these after you read them all, but like, yeah.
Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Those are your Game of the Year nominees.
I think I love most of the nominees. The only one I haven't played Silk Song. I haven't played Expedition 33, but I've heard great things. The others are good, like good enough to be Game of the Year. Certainly, it's just with Death Stranding 2 and Hades 2, they're like very as they were great. I loved playing them, but like, did they do enough different from the original games?
Yeah.
In both of them, in my opinion, not really. Not that I'm saying they shouldn't be on this list, but maybe they shouldn't.
So you're
be
saying
the winners.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 did?
I think it did.
Okay.
I think it did, but I think Kingdom Come Deliverance does enough different that it deserves to be on this list. Whether or not, I talked a little bit last week about whether or not I think it should win. Probably not, only because it's not perfect. Like as far as running perfectly, like as far as the gameplay and the scope of the story and the scope of the game itself, it's all incredible. Really, really great. And all the systems that work together. But as far as like, just it's not like buttery smooth like Donkey Kong would be, where I didn't have like one problem playing that, and it just felt like unadulterated fun the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I loved Bonanza. I'd love to see Bonanza win, but like, I think it's got some stiff competition.
I don't think Bonanza.
I don't think it's getting anywhere near it.
Nope.
But like, if you're just talking about like unadulterated fun, like FUN, I play video games to have fun. Boy, I have fun playing Bonanza. So I don't know. From what I know of the two that I didn't play, this seems like a really solid list. I'm trying to think of something that
That's the thing. Yeah.
Like, there's Absalom and there's Ball Pit. I don't know if I'd put either in Game of the Year. I mean, Absalom would be cool to see on there.
If Absalom
but like,
was in there, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, but
I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I'd be surprised too. But it's like a good year for video games.
It's this year. I don't want to say more than any other because I would need to look at the years again. But as far as recent memory goes, I feel like this year has been an unbelievable year for games. Like, it has been crazy good stuff from AAA down to indies and everything in between. And this year, like, really, we've been eating good this year. Let's see, art direction or whatever, best audio design. That's not, we're not going to do that. Best game direction, best multiplayer, best narrative. Claire Obscure, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F. I see Claire Obscure I was playing and I really liked it, and it fell by the wayside, not because anything wrong with the game, just time. And that seemed like it had a really interesting, unique story, and I really liked the way it was written. Death Stranding 2, I don't know about the story. Does. I'm sure it's all kinds of insane, crazy in the kind of way that you want from a Kojima, and I'm sure there's something very interesting going on there. Ghost of Yotei, I got no clue. Silent Hill F, I can tell you, it's so far the story ain't anything where I'd be like, this is narrative worthy, narrative nominee worthy. And then Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, best narrative.
I'm going to talk about it a little bit later when I talk about what I played, but because the game is so large and it's open world, you can forget that it has a great narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Because I restarted the game this week. I'm going to tell you all about it, but like the cutscenes and the way the stories are told and the characters it's really well done. And I forgot about how well done it was because I spend 20 hours riding around on a horse and being like, oh, let me pick flowers or whatever, like you forget how good it is. So like, I think it's a good choice.
Oh, we have best performance. Claire Obscure has 3 nominees: Jennifer English, Ben Starr, and Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox, who's barely in it, so they're just going to give it to Charlie Cox so he can appear on stage. Ghost of Yote, Erika Ishii, Indiana Jones, Troy Baker, and Silent Hill F. Konatsu Kato. Whatever.
Is Charlie Cox Daredevil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Best score in music: Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. I don't know about the music in Death Stranding 2 or Ghost of Yote. I can tell you, I know people have gone insane for Claire Obscure's soundtrack, and I am like 4 hours into it, and I gotta say, I'm on the other side of the fence here. I don't think it's bad, but I haven't been like, oh my God, this is phenomenal. Like my one cousin has been talking about how much he loves the soundtrack, and I don't have the heart to tell him how I really feel. I just let him go on his thing and talk about that. But I haven't heard anything where I'm like, this is gorgeous, beautiful, amazing, incredible, memorable. I've just heard like, yeah, it's nice. It's a nice soundtrack, but nothing where I'd be like, this is crazy good. So, but I got so much of the game ahead of me, so who knows? Maybe it'll change. Hollow Knight Silk Song, yes, it has some beautiful songs in it. I don't know if it's score music of the year worthy, but Hades 2's got some great music in it.
Yeah.
Hades 2, I feel, again, my knowledge of the other games is limited, but Hades 2, I feel like definitely from what is in that game, that earns a spot, at least a nominee. I'd say it's more than worthy of that. Yeah.
With Death Stranding 2, I can't recall any of the score. I mean, I recall all because there's like actual songs that like in the first game that you can get and you play while you're walking through the open world. So there's actual needle drop songs, but as far as like original score, I don't know. So like, is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking about any music? I guess score and music. So I liked all the music in it. So I don't fault the Death Stranding 2 for being in there, I guess. I just can't recall any of the score.
Yeah, I don't like nominating games for best music when it comes to like licensed music. That's a me thing. It's not against the songs at all. It's just like if I'm going to nominate a game for its soundtrack, I want an original soundtrack. I don't want to hear. It's like nominating Guitar Hero for best soundtrack. I'd be like, what's the point? I just whatever.
I mean, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has some really great music, and it's all period stuff. That would have been a good one to replace in there, but it's it's got enough attention here. I'm happy with the attention it has.
Best action: Battlefield 6, Doom: The Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Interesting that they're just throwing Hades 2 into action. I mean, it is action, whatever, but I don't know. I don't really have anything to say about it. There's so many games I haven't played this year.
I still haven't played the Dark Ages. I want to play that. The Doom game.
Best action adventure game: Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Indiana Jones, and Split Fiction. Split Fiction,
We have to play that.
I was just thinking that this week because I'll read the email after we're done. Well, you know what? I'll read the email now because it's topical. I got an email from EA. Like a press email, not like a advertisement email. Split Fiction. I might not be able to read this whole email. Yes, this is from EA. It says Split Fiction is one of the best reviewed games of 2025, and just in time for Black Friday, it's on sale for $40. Originally $50. The deal is live across all major platforms, including Switch 2. Blah 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 blah.
I thought you already owned it.
I do have it. Yes, I'm just reading because they sent out the press release because it's on sale and because it was nominated for 4 awards at this year's Game Awards. And I was like, I really wanted to play that, and you're going to be my guy to play with. I was like, we should get on that. I really want to get on that.
Well, we were gonna, and you said I want to get it when it comes out on the Switch. So we waited for that, and then you got it, and then I think it was just the Switch 2 was out, so we were playing all like the new games and things,
and then other stuff happened. But it's here, it's ready, and now if you don't have it, it is discounted. And then the rest of the email is like, if you're putting together any holiday guides, we would appreciate a mention. So there's your mention. Best family game: Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Split Fiction. I don't know how much of a family game Split Fiction is. I don't know what that's rated, if it's teen or mature, so calling it a family game, I don't know. Mom
I think
Brain.
they just called it that because it's like, oh, boyfriends and girlfriends
Yeah,
are playing
right.
it together,
Yeah.
so it's a family game.
Mom Brain, you and I were playing Lego Voyagers, and we got to get back to it.
Yeah.
And we were having a lot of fun with it, and it seemed like
Yeah.
a great fit for family. Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Bonanza, I don't know how that's a family game. I would say it's a family-friendly game, but I don't know how it's a family game, the
Yeah.
best family game. Mario Kart World, yes, okay, you can play that with the family, sure. And I know lots of families do that. Just, I don't know. We need to better define what a family game is here. And any others, I don't know what to tell you. I haven't played them. We don't need to do that. Best independent game: Absalom, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Claire Obscure, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. Best independent game. I don't know. This is a category that's got to go away. I don't know how we're defining independent game anymore. Like, do we really need independent anymore? Like, indie was a thing when it first started, like when we first started getting those games on consoles, because we hadn't seen any of that stuff before. Like when Cave Story hit the PC, that was an indie game because there was just one guy doing everything and whatever. There was no traditional distribution method, and you just downloaded it. And then indie developers started making stuff for digital distribution. But nowadays, it seems
Like, how is Hades 2? Like, it wasn't that a huge game with huge team and like a
Yeah,
huge
and
money behind it.
and like Nintendo secured an exclusivity deal for that on Switch and Switch 2 for a limited time, and like Nintendo published a physical copy of that game. It's like we're really stretching what indie is here.
Right.
And like Supergiant, sure, they operate among themselves. They are, their own thing. But like Supergiant isn't like some small indie company. They're like multi-award winning and have sold millions of copies. Like I just feel like indie either means so much now that it doesn't mean anything, or we need to really better define what indie means. There's got to be some other term I think we can go with outside of here, outside of indie. I just don't know what that is. It's become shorthand for, but like, great games in this category. It's just like it feels weird to do like, because like Ball Pit is there, and that's a one developer game, but it's published by Devolver Digital, which is a big publisher especially for those kind of games. So and like Hollow Knight Silks, I don't know. It's so confusing. I don't want to say this is wrong. It's just like I said, I feel like the meaning of indie is so vacuous now that we need something else. We don't need to do that. We don't need that. Fortnite's up for best ongoing game again. Somehow it's going to lose. Best RPG: Avowed, Claire Obscure, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2. Say what you. So no traditional RPGs in there. So that's really strange to me.
And there were a couple,
but Claire Obscure is as close to a traditional RPG as you can get. It's very much JRPG inspired. There were certainly traditional RPGs in there, and I'm not saying you have to nominate them. I'm just saying it is really odd that the category is RPG and you're throwing in some of the games that are in here. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. No. Best adaptation: a Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell, Death Watch, The Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn. Where is my justice for Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie 3? That legitimately is better than some of the stuff on here.
I've been reading a lot of people complaining about that because
how's it not get nominated?
Yeah, and I mean, you all know Last of Us sucked, but like
I've heard Splinter Cell Death Watch is horrendous.
I'm sure it is. I've never even heard of it.
It's an animated Netflix show that is apparently terrible based on the reviews. Maybe some think it's good, but with the reviews of that compared to the reviews of Sonic 3, Sonic should be nominated, and I don't understand why it's not. We're gonna best debut indie game: Blueprints, Claire Obscure, Despelote, Dispatch, and Megabonk. Except Megabonk has been removed by the developer of Megabonk because he said, I don't think I should be nominated because I've made other games for other companies. So it's not really fair for this to be qualified as my debut indie game when I've made other games, which I think is very awesome of the developer to be like, because to get a nomination and people are like, what does the Game Awards really matter? You just get what do these awards mean? It matters because you get word of mouth to an unbelievable
especially
degree.
if you're indie, right? Like that's
and it gets you a boatload of sales. People think it doesn't matter to get nominated or talked about. It really does. Sales, we see considerable upticks in sales of these games. And I don't mean discounts. I mean units sold. So for them, I mean, Megabonk's selling like crazy anyway. But for the developer to come out and say that, kudos to them. Really cool to see that. Whether it gets replaced with another game remains to be seen. Blueprints was the one that got talked to. Well, Clair Obscur was talked about a lot, and it's still talked about a lot. But Blueprints, I mean, it's stuff. As far as word of mouth, those two went pretty far.
Yeah.
Despelote, I know, is very highly acclaimed, especially by critics, but I know nobody knows what that game is. Dispatch, very popular. Megabonk, very popular. So Despelote is the odd one out there. But we'll see if it gets joined by something else. We don't need to do that. 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 Most anticipated game. 007 First Light, Grand Theft Auto 6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and The Witcher 4. Okay, whatever. I mean, like, sure. Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna. How is Grand Theft Auto 6 not gonna win that? Like, that's insane.
Didn't it win last year?
Like, it's gonna win. That's why they didn't.
Like
that's why they pushed it back, because they wanted to win this again.
Oh god.
So there's most of your categories and nominations. I just, I don't really have any major complaints this time around. There's things that make me scratch my head, but I can remember in previous years where I'm like, what the hell? Why is this here or why isn't that there? And I think maybe perhaps I just need to dig through what came out this year better to then have a better idea of how good, bad, or indifferent I feel about this stuff. Because I'm sure there's games that came out this year that I've forgotten came out this year. And I would be like, why isn't this nominated? So who knows? But yeah, do anything to share? Or?
No, I was... Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I thought everything, from what I could tell, seemed more or less legit. Didn't have any huge issues with anything.
And I haven't seen any articles that are like, to forget this game is a crime or anything. So it seems maybe this year's all right. Mysticoy has the most upvoted comment, and they say they really need to hold these awards early the following year, like they do with the Oscars, rather than December, so they can actually include all the games for a given year. It's weird how all the big November, December releases are being excluded because of when they hold this. I agree. You are 100% correct. And especially because the game industry, October, November, December are some really big months. Like huge things come out in November to take advantage of the holiday season. And look at like Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is coming out in December. And I know there's other things in December too. So yeah, it does suck. And then when you do it like this, by the time you get to the next Game Awards, a lot of those games that came out November, December are largely forgotten because it's been over a year since you've thought about them or they were talked about. So yeah, if it went more like the Oscars route, just so it's like literally, here's all the games that came out in 2025, and we can look at the big picture. Not here's all the games that came out basically, 9.5, 10 months into that year. Kind of sucks when the year ends with some of the biggest stuff. So I agree, Mr. Coy, and I believe that's why you're so upvoted. We don't need to do that. We will do this. So in Japan, there is a version of the Switch 2 that is region locked. And Nintendo did that so that they could put out a version of the Switch 2 in Japan that is considerably cheaper than the other versions, because Nintendo really wanted to make sure that they got a foothold in Japan, and it has worked out extremely well for them. And the system is still very much sold out there and is selling incredibly well each week. And we've seen all the numbers and all the data. So it was a very smart move on Nintendo's part. And Sony apparently has seen that, and they were like, uh-oh, we got to do something here. So Sony, we know, they announced they are putting out a region-locked version of the PS5 in Japan, because of course they are. They saw that something worked for Nintendo, and they're like, now we will do that thing as well. And apparently we are hearing the old regime at Sony, as far as the PlayStation wing goes, was like, we'll let Nintendo do whatever they want in Japan, and we won't really fight back because we're worried about the global picture. We want to get Europe. We want to get America. That's where the real money is. And they certainly did that to a degree years ago. But, with the Switch, Switch sold more than the PS4, and it's killing it. Right, Switch 2 is killing it on the market right now. So Europe, yes, Europe switched and Switch did very well in Europe. Switch 2 is doing very well in Europe, but Europe is still very much PlayStation territory. So it worked in Europe. It could go. There's positives and negatives for North America for both platforms, but in Japan, yeah, Nintendo's been running the scene with the Switch, and they're doing it with Switch too. So it's another one of those like Sony things. To me, it's one of those Sony things where they're like, it doesn't even matter. We're the best anyway. Not a problem. But in Japan, Sony has lost a lot of momentum. And that's especially true with the PS5, where people are just not buying it over there, and it's seeing a real lull in sales. And then the Switch 2 came out, and it got even worse. Well, apparently the new management over at the PlayStation side of things, their CEO, Hideki Nishino, was like, we aren't doing this anymore. Why have we been letting Nintendo eat our lunch in Japan? We got to change this up. So he was like, here's what we're going to do. Region locked PS5 in Japan, cheaper price, and we'll put it out there. So that's what they are doing in response to the Switch 2 success. Now, the question is, will it spur on more PlayStation 5 sales? Yes, of course it will, because it will be a sizable discount. Will it be able to combat and steal mind share away from the Switch 2? I really don't think so, because the audiences are different, and the games that are available on those systems are pretty different. There's crossover. Don't get me wrong, there's crossover, but you're not going to get your first party stuff on the PlayStation 5. And then with companies like Square Enix and Capcom being like, this single platform thing didn't really work out for us, and we got to go more multi-platform. So Sony's making this decision, I think, too late to really help them, especially in Japan, because Capcom and Square Enix, two of the biggest third parties, especially in Japan, are now like, we're going to put our games out on everything. And what they really mean is we're going to put them out on Switch and Switch 2. And you're seeing that with Resident Evil Requiem. You're seeing that with Final Fantasy VII Remake, all three of them. And both companies have made it very clear going forward, they're going to be multi-platform focused. So Sony's kind of lost. Sony for a long time was like, hey, PlayStation, we're the Final Fantasy guys. We're the Resident Evil guys. And now Capcom and Square Enix are like, well, we're not selling as many as not only we would like to, but as we need to. So someone at those companies was like, this has been a very dumb idea. Why don't we put our games out on everything? So
hopefully Naughty Dog is like, Capcom and Square have a point.
I don't, my knowledge of that is so terrible. I want to say Naughty Dog is like a second party to PlayStation. I want to say they're not going to put their games out on anything else because they can't. Or it's never been done before. Now we're seeing Sony put out their franchises like Horizon on Switch and stuff like that, and Xbox as well. So anything's possible now, but I believe before Naughty Dog was only PlayStation, because that's how it was. Could there be something down the road where that changes? Sure. But who knows? It's just difficult because, it's not like Naughty Dog's cranking out games every 2 years. It's like, here's a Naughty Dog game, see you in 7 years. So,
right.
And I'm not knocking them. I'm glad they do what they do because it works out great for them, and they really put a lot of work and care and effort into their games. But yes, it's not like an Activision Call of Duty situation where Sony would be like, we're missing out on this every single year. Like, we got, this, we could put this on everything every year and make a whole bunch of money. So who knows? But that's the word on the street about PlayStation in Japan. And like I said, factually, the region locked price cut PS5 is a thing for Japan. Nowhere else for the time being. Zinc says, I'm still willing to pay more for a Nintendo console and just not buy a Sony console as long as a search for Nintendo on Amnesty International yields no results. Well, everybody votes with their wallet differently, and whatever you choose is not wrong. It's just right for you. All right, don't look. It is time. Once again, the numbers from Maddie Piss are in. This is the United States. October.
Heard of it.
All systems. When it comes to Nintendo's hardware, or when it comes to Nintendo software, it is physical only. Digital is not included. We are looking for our top 20 people, and we'll start with you and Mom Brain, if you would please.
Ghost of Yote.
Ghost of Yote. Last month it was number 4. This month it is number 3. Moved up. Mom Brain.
Call of Duty.
Hi, Blood Ocean. Call of Duty, says the lady. Well, dude, congratulations. You won.
What?
Santa, wow.
When has Call of Duty never
The
been
new
on the
Call
list?
of Duty is coming out now. Like it's like the whole Madden situation. Right when the new Call of Duty is coming out, or right when the new Madden is coming out, the old one disappears.
You screwed that one up, Mom Brain. You should have known.
Man, we can't play this game anymore. This is how. Is this a conspiracy?
You should have known my schedule. You should have checked for
Rescheduling.
rescheduling.
For rescheduling.
All right. Starting with your number 20, Rat Hat Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, Helldivers 2, Minecraft, Silent Hill F, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, Final Fantasy Tactics, The Evil East Chronicles, Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2, EA Sports College Football 26, and Ninja Gaiden 4. That is debuting at number 11. Starting your top 10, Borderlands 4, Digimon Story Time Stranger, Little Nightmares 3 debuted at number 8.
Little Death 3.
The Outer Worlds 2 debuted at number 7. Madden, EA Sports FC 26, NBA 2K 26. Number 3 is Ghost of Yotei. Number 2 is Pokemon Legends ZA. And number 1 is Battlefield 6. There
Man.
you go.
I'm glad you got that wrong, Mom Brain. I don't think I would have gotten one. I wouldn't gotten any of those.
So Pokemon again at number 2, but as we know, it's selling insanely well, and this number only includes physical only, and those physical numbers do not include bundles, as we know. So there's a massive chunk of sales that are not reported here, and it's still number 2.
But
As
like Mario Kart World, like no one. I mean, I know it's like a lot of it's going to be pack-ins and digital, but like
they
shouldn't that be freaking blowing up? I mean, people seem to not give a crap.
Mario Kart World, to put this in perspective, is ahead of where Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was time aligned sales.
But we just can't
It's
see
the
that
bundle,
because
yeah.
it's the bundle and the digital.
It was, I believe Nintendo said something like 87% of that game's sales were in the bundle. So you'd be crazy not to get it through the bundle. And then they are not reported. That is correct. And digital sales are not reported. So all you have is weirdos that are just buying it physically.
Right.
Which who's doing that? Like, and now the system is not even 6 months old. So nobody's doing that now later on. Sure.
Yeah.
But
somebody's mom who has no idea.
Exactly. Or they're buying Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for somebody's brand new Switch 2 or something like that. Hardware spending grew 36% compared to a year ago. Switch 2 offset declines across the board. So Switch is down 52% a year ago. Xbox is down 37%, and PlayStation 5 is down 22%. So thanks to the Switch 2, declines were offset. We don't have the figure of how much though. Switch 2, I don't know what the hell's going on here, but Matty Pitch just randomly is like, I'll tell you how many Switch 2s have been sold. We don't get these numbers at all anymore. So I don't know what's happening, but Switch 2 was number 1 again. It sold another 328,000 units in the month of October. It is 68% ahead of what the Switch sold timeline aligned in the United States. So pretty good. And it is 3% ahead of PlayStation 4's record-setting velocity. So it's ahead everywhere of everything ever still. Will it retain that for November? Probably.
I don't know.
November and December, yeah. I think we'll be good.
I mean, numbers from Matty Piss are great and everything, but I think if you went in the comments section and read it, you'd see what's really going on. Because there's a lot of people who don't even know someone who owns a Switch 2. So that means no one's buying it.
Yes, Matty Piss will tell you factual numbers of how no system, at least up to this point, has ever sold better. And Reddit will tell you that it is the worst system and no one is buying it, and Nintendo kills children, I think. We also have our top 10 on Switch and Switch 2 combined, starting with number 10. Minecraft, EA Sports FC 26, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake. Good for you, Nintendo fans. Final Fantasy Tactics, The Ivalice Chronicles, Little Nightmares 3, Donkey Kong Bonanza was at 3 last month, and it's at 3 this month. Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2, and then number 1, Pokemon Legends ZA. So, dude, just to put that in further perspective, Mario Kart is not even in the top 10 on the Switch 2 charts to show you just how many people are buying it from the bundle. Bundle.
Well, I liked the game.
I don't know why. This is like you're a Reddit person where you're given the facts and you're like, oh, nobody's buying it.
Dude, I gotta stop reading the comments because nobody in the comments likes Mario Kart World. They hate it.
The best part is you are
I know it's
on
all
Reddit
fake.
in the comments.
I
And
wanna
you
see
believe
how
that,
angry
and you're
they are.
also on a Nintendo podcast with the actual numbers and data, and you're like, nobody seems to like this game.
I believe you. It just stinks to like be inundated with like propaganda, basically. You know,
Yes.
like it's basically propaganda because it's all BS.
I know this very well, and I mentioned it earlier this week. That is the life I've lived probably since I'm in middle school, where I like these things, and all I ever see is people hating it. And it used to just be people in person, which sucked. But now, thanks to the lovely world of the internet, it's everyone everywhere, and it's all you ever see. So
It's crazy,
Yes.
man. It's crazy. I would hate to. I mean, I'd love to be a youth, but I wouldn't want to be a youth today just with the social media and stuff. It would
Yep.
it would break my brain. Like it's
Yep.
hurting me now, and I'm in my 40s.
Yep, it's hurting us all. Okay, North America. I'm going to read you the releases that are not so sweet. Mom Brain, could you hit my music, please?
You got it.
Here's what came out in North America this week. Switch 2, Mom Brain. Hello Kitty. So sorry. That's not the name of the game. Here you go. Here's your poker. Hello Kitty Island Adventure Switch 2 Edition. Now all you need is a Switch 2.
Yeah.
I don't remember if that's a free update or like $5. I think it's free. SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide, that is Switch 2 exclusive, as in, I mean, you can't get it on Switch. It's on Switch 2, and there is a demo if you'd want to try it out. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, the most, how do I say this? The reboot of Tomb Raider from years ago. It's now available on Nintendo platforms for the first time. You know, the one that started off the new round of Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that was
we
a
all
fun
really
one.
loved.
I liked that one.
Tomb Raider Definitive Edition for the first time on Nintendo platforms. It is on Switch and Switch 2. And then finally, also exclusive to Switch 2, sequel to the cult classic Kirby Air Riders is available on Switch 2 exclusively. You will not get that anywhere else. What about just our regular Switch people? Let me tell you. As I began to dream, Boss Game, the final boss is my heart. Boxville Collection, Brotherhood. Oh my God, this week? What day are we on? The 22nd? Bubble Bobble Sugar Dungeons. Clapping and excitement for real about that. Brand new Bubble Bobble game. But this is what I love. It plays like a regular Bubble Bobble, except it's got some slight roguelike elements to it where you get upgraded abilities. But here's the best part. Levels are randomly generated. What have I always wanted from Bubble Bobble? More Bubble Bobble. So now every time I go in, it's a new Bubble Bobble. And you still blow the bubbles and hit the bad guys and go to the next. You go to the next stage, and that's it. So
You're still Bub and Bob?
Love it. It is as far as what the trailers make it look like, Bub and Bob. Yes, I'll go read the press release to make
Bub
sure.
and Bob and
Got my Bubble Bobble.
and it's randomly
mousepad right here.
generated. It's not AI generated.
No, it's randomly generated.
Okay.
Numbers.
That's what they're telling you.
Not AI generated.
What's it called again? Bubble Bobble?
Sugar Dungeons. Not crazy about the food theme, but I can't pretend like it hasn't been in the franchise for a long time, so it is. Bubble Symphony, if you'd like some other kind of bubble this week. Capybara Journey Go. Crocs Dynamite Blast. Demon School, look that up. Isometric, pixelated RPG. Looks really cool. Got some really good reviews, and I hear the soundtrack is fantastic. Special credit given to the soundtrack by Lena Raine. She didn't work on the soundtrack, but she was just like, guys, this soundtrack is killer, which I love seeing that when a composer for games is like, hey, I really like these guys' work. Go listen to it. So Demon School, check that out. Difficult game about letters. Flag trivia quiz, 4 choices. We got to get R-Type on that game. Genso Yumegokochi Illusion, Dreamlike. Glory Hunters. Hypno Halo. Love is All Around 2. Magical Girls. Mahjong Puzzle 8. Michael's Dream Adventure. Moonring DX. Mortal Trap Dungeon. Neon Inferno. Ozymandias. Picnic Girls. Revival Recolonization. R-Type Delta HD Boosted. I've been so in the mood for a shmup, just like a straightforward shmup, and look at what I get. R-Type Delta, but HD, and I've heard it is top-notch. I've heard it's very, very good.
Top-notch.
Samurai Academy Paws of Fury. Shieldmaid MX. Shadow Rift Feral Strike. Solid Void Art Nonograms.
I thought you were going to say Feral Street.
No, that's next week. Sumiko Garashi, Create a Wonderful Sumiko Island. Terrifier, the arcade game. And yes, that is Art the Clown Terrifier.
Oh.
Old pixelated beat 'em up, but brand new. Looks fun. Cool. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Yes, you can get it on regular Switch as well. Our understanding is the Switch 2 edition is just higher resolution and better frame rate. Truck Simulator 2025, City Work Delivery, Village Climb Obby, Zombie Disaster Drill, and Zombie Royale IO. Nico Darunia says, ooh, mummy, so many releases. But now it's time for some bonus releases, some sweet releases. No Nikki Hill this week. I will leave this battle up to Mom Brain and Do Michaels. Who wants to play the role of Nikki Hill this week?
You're welcome to.
Okay. Don't mind if I do. I'd love to.
Okay.
Awesome.
Josh, you want to pretend like Nikki's here?
We'll be right back. What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nikki's sweet releases.
Now, are you comfortable with Nikki's music, or is there something else you might? Okay.
Yeah. If you
Hey,
don't
Nico
mind.
Darunia, thanks for jumping in there with the comments. Much appreciated.
All right, this is Do Michaels filling in for Nikki Hill, talking about the European eShop releases for the week of November 20th, the year of our Lord 2025. Nikki Hill, we speak your name. So for Switch 2, we've got Kirby Air Riders, NBA 2K26, X WWE 2K25 bundle.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading an email. Yes, the John Cena My Time Is Now, or John Cena Farewell Tour edition of WWE 2K5 is also available right now, so you get some extra John Cena stuff in there too.
When is that again?
December 13th.
Okay.
As long as that is a Saturday,
It's a Saturday?
December 13th. Yeah.
All right.
Yes, December 13th.
You gonna can you play as John Cena in the NBA in this game, or it's not like that's two separate games in one bundle?
2 separate games. I believe NBA has a character creator, so you could try and make
That
a John
would be
Cena.
awesome. SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide, Squirrel with a Gun, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, and for the original Switch, Airy Peace of Mind 4. As I Began to Dream, Bob the Brick Baker, or if you want the real title, Bob the Brick Breaker, Boxville Collection, Car Crash Simulator Demolition Derby Madness, Cookies Trails, Crescent Tower, Demon School, Desert Race Adventures, Difficult Game About Letters, Egg Console Xanadu MSX, Exploration Escape Room Bundle, Fantasy Aquarium, Farming Simulator Grow a Garden 2025, Flag Trivia Quiz, 4 choices. We gotta get that to our type.
I heard that somewhere before.
Gorilla Jungle King Simulator, Harmonic Reflections, Hula Hula Wii, Icebound Secrets, The Frostwood Bane. Indica. Kentum. Barely knew him. Kiosk. Legend of Kaito. Destiny Journey. Looney Test. Magical Girls. Mahjong Puzzle 8. Michael's Dream Adventure.
Two Michaels?
Morsels. Morsels Dream Adventure. Morsels. Mosaic Quiz. Mystery and Magic Escape Room Bundle. Neon Inferno. Ozymandias. Planet Romance Boys. Conquer the
Ooh.
Zodiac Horoscope.
That's great.
R-Type Delta HD Boosted. Revival Recolonization. Saboris.
That's a game where you play as a chicken that's escaping a chicken grinding factory.
Oh.
It
Okay.
looks fun, but it looks sad too.
Oh.
I hope you're the chicken. I think you make it out, but
Well, it's up to you whether you make it out, I
True,
guess.
true.
Maybe it's like Odd World. You gotta save the other chickens. I've never played it, so I don't know if
You're
that's
right, 100%. You save the other Mudokans.
Madokan! I'm sure we've said that before. Samurai Academy Paws of Fury. Secrets of Blackrock Manor. Escape Room. That's 3 escape room games.
Sneaky Hills Week.
Man. Solid Void Art Nanograms. Spartan Frontline. Starlight Riders. Hyperjump.
No spice. No spices on purpose. Like I double checked. That's how it's actually written.
Okay. Sume Kagurashi. Create a wonderful Sumiko Island. Summer Unpacked. Super Hoops 2. Supermarket Simulator Store. Just, I don't know. Are you simulating the store itself, or are you?
You love the simulator games.
They're just so fascinating. Why there's so many of them, and they're also specific. Usually, it's like gas
everybody's
station
looking for a
attendant,
different kind of experience.
janitor.
Some people want to pump the gas. Some people want to run the cash register and they do the convenience store part.
Yeah, I don't know. They haven't.
Gas station janitor simulator.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the simulator game that's going to speak to me. I don't know. Like I feel like, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is already a simulator. It's like a medieval night simulator. So I'm already doing it. Anyways, The Last Shots Arcades, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Truck Simulator 2025 City Work Delivery, Videoverse.
Check that out. Getting some good buzz. It's like a simulation. It's not a simulator. It's like a simulation of what the internet used to be like. And it's about people and connections through the internet back in the early 2000s. So
Man.
messenger programs and message boards and stuff like
The
that.
Golden Age.
Yes.
Where's the Octopus? Extreme Sports Bundle 2-in-1. Zombie Disaster Drill. And last but not least, Zombie Royale IO.
Is there a comment due?
There is. It's from Nico Darunia. And he says, they say, we have got hyperglycemia now.
That was so sweet. It's true. And speaking of sweet, I have an update on Sugar Dungeons. Number 1, I confirmed it does not use AI. And number 2, I might have to correct myself. I don't know for sure, but I read the whole breakdown. There is no mention of Bob.
Uh-oh.
There is plenty of Bub. The story is Bub wakes up to find himself in a strange laboratory. There, the mysterious Dulcin suddenly appears and gives him a mission to gather untouched treasure that lies inside dungeons and castles. Bub loves a good adventure, so how could he resist this talk of treasure? With that, Bub's sweet and silly journey begins.
Yeah.
Well, at least they got Dulcin in there.
That's well. I'm trying to think if that's someone from the game that I know at all, and I don't.
You're not familiar with Dulcin?
The first in the series to feature dungeons that change every time you step into them. Each time you enter a dungeon, the shape of the stage, the platforms, the enemies that appear, and their placement change, so you can always enjoy a fresh level. Love it. What more? What more could you want from Bubble Bobble? Bubble Bobble games end, and you're like, I want more levels. Now you'll always have more levels. So I like it. I like it a lot. I just don't like that you got to run around in goddamn cakes and icing and shit. Ooh, shovel, but I got so mad about it.
Holy cow!
But
I get
so
mad
it is.
eating the Oreo cookies that are Thanksgiving, and you get mad talking about
I
food
don't
levels.
like food levels in games. But
Man, and the
whatever.
whole thing's gonna be food level related, just like infinitely generated food levels. That sounds like a nightmare for
Well,
you.
it's sugar dungeons. It's all cakes and cookies and icing and chocolates and whatever. I mean, what you know, it
Tasty.
really, you know, it still looks like Bubble
Delicious.
Bobble stages and everything, but it's all, you know,
Holy cow, that's
whatever.
That's really sweet. That's where you're gonna get the hyperglycemia.
Speaking of sweetness, Mom Brain, what have you been up
Yeah.
to? What have you been playing?
Well,
Yeah.
I have been so earlier this week. It came to my attention that a family member has been playing a game, a casual game on her phone,
I'll be listening.
on her
I have to
iPad.
pee. She's an iPad baby, yes.
And so I was like, you know what? I can handle that. I can handle like a little phone game. So I downloaded. I want to get it right. I downloaded Bingo Frenzy, and it's nice. It's nice. It's a bingo game. I mean, that's kind of at the heart of it, right? It's like there's a bingo caller, and you're daubing your dots. You can, you know, obviously, like you get tickets in the game, and you only get so many tickets. When you run out of tickets, then you can't play anymore unless you want to pay. You know.
Yeah.
You can play with like multiple cards. You could do 1 card, 2 cards, 4 cards, and then I don't know. I think there's like more than that. The sweet spot for me is 2 cards. Otherwise, it gets a little stressful. And it's just like a real nice, cash, relaxing thing to do. So I've been playing a little bit. And then, you know, I'll start playing, and then Rami will want to like talk to me about something, and I'm like, I'm playing bingo. I'm gonna miss a number. So it's like the only game I play on my phone where I play with the sound on. So I guess you could play without the sound because it shows you what's been called, but I prefer to, you know, listen. So I mean, you know, for all it's worth, that's what I played this week.
I-34.
Yeah.
That's cool. Welcome back to the realm of video games.
Thank you.
That's it.
I think so.
So
Okay.
that's the game you said that you two were playing. The what's it called?
Gotcha game. Yeah, I'll talk more about it when it's my turn, but it's your turn, Dew. Please tell me about your return to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Why do you always laugh at me? You always laugh at me. I mean, it's okay that you do. I know it's ridiculous, but like I like playing these games over and over.
I'm not laughing at you. It's more like a laugh of disbelief, only because it's a world I don't understand, and I just never will. It's not against you in any way, shape, or form.
That you shouldn't have explained it. I didn't mind you laughing at me before, but now that it's like a world you'd never understand, and I have to laugh at it, it makes it seem really mean.
No, I'm happy for you in this world. I'm just
I'm fed up with this world.
But anyway,
Animal Crossing, Old Horizons, nothing new happening there. Fortnite, Simpsons, still fun, still playing. Can't think of anything new to say about that. It was Miyamoto's birthday this week, so on his birthday, I played a little bit of Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link, and it's great. Still great after all these years. I haven't played it since 2020. So it's been 5 years since the last time I played it. And like, I was like really playing it back then. And it's like, I mean, I've been playing it since a child, and it's still challenging. But anyways.
Yes, hello SD. Every time I go back to it, it is challenging.
It's fun though. Those fights with the knights or the Dark Nuts or whatever is
stab head, stab legs. Still somehow so much fun.
It's so great. It's great. But anyways, so played some of that in honor of our of our man Miyamoto-san. And last but not least,
Hi, Rex.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has its claws in me still. I talked about how I beat all the DLC last week. And I was going to stop there. And I said to myself, you know what? You've never played a hardcore game mode. Like, you chickened out your second playthrough because I wanted to do the hardcore mode. So I decided, you know what? I played through this game twice. I know enough about it that I can do the hardcore mode. So I started up a hardcore mode game, and I'm really enjoying it. The biggest things are there's no fast traveling, so you have to ride your horse literally everywhere. There's
hardcore.
There's a bunch of there's no fast traveling. There's a bunch of kind of debuffs that you have to like choose for yourself. So I get hungrier faster, my food spoils quicker in my inventory, and like things of that nature. Just stuff to make the game a little bit more challenging. It's cool because there's no icons anymore as far as like as far as what direction you're facing in. So like you have no idea, and there's no icon on the map anymore for yourself. So you have to literally, if you get lost, you have to talk to a character. You have to find somebody, and you can click on them and ask them for directions, and they'll show you on the map where you are. And sometimes you'll be out in the middle of nowhere. Like if I'm riding my horse at night and I come across some bandits or something and I fight them, I lose my where I was, because you're fighting them and you have no idea. Once you kill them, you have no idea where you are, what direction you were facing. And it's like, which way was I going? And then like, you're kind of stranded. So there's like a lot of fun things, that challenges that it kind of, it makes me think of starting the first game for the first time. Cause I remember playing the first game and being like, this is insane. Like, who would play this? It's very punishing with all the survival things. And then before you know it, those are like the reasons you're playing, because there's just something fun for me about that. So this is like really kind of bringing that challenge back of what the first game felt like, where you were just like this piece of crap peasant that couldn't like make anything happen. Like I ended up in the stocks immediately. I played this game through twice, hours and hours, and never got thrown in the stocks once. I've been playing hardcore mode like 5 minutes. I was thrown in the stocks immediately. So like it's a fun challenge. There's a lot of things that I like about it. It was nice. It's been nice to kind of revisit. I was talking before about the narrative of the game is actually really great. The cutscenes, the story, the voice acting, the characters, it's all really, really well done. And it's only because it's an open world RPG that you can forget about that, because like I said, you'll spend 20 hours running around doing whatever the heck you want, and then you'll get a cutscene and you'll be like, oh yeah, there was a story that was really good in this game.
I was doing
like,
something.
Yeah,
There's
this
a
is like
goal here.
So I don't know. Like I think it's just a really wonderful experience. I've been having my fun with it. I have to say there is one thing that the DLCs screwed me out of, and I've been reading online that this is a glitch with the third DLC. That's a shame. But basically, I was telling you how in the second DLC you can run a blacksmith shop and pimp it out, for lack of a better word, and you can put shields that you have painted from that other DLC I told you about up on the wall. So me, I had all
selling point.
Yeah, I got all these shields painted, all these cool shields. I put them up, all these rare shields that only the DLC has and stuff. You only get one, right? And for some reason, there's something about the third DLC when you install it, it like after 24 in-game hours, it like deletes all those shields and they're gone. So a lot of people were saying, oh, it's just because of the third DLC. So like when you go to the third DLC and then come back to the original map, they'll be gone. But you didn't think if you put new shields up, it would happen again. So I put up all new shields, some of them just as rare as the other ones I lost. And within a day in the game, they were gone. And I was like, and it's not a big deal, because I wasn't going to use them. They were just there for aesthetics, but it's a pain in the butt and it's sad and it sucks. So that was a glitch that I could do without. And, but other than that, I've been really enjoying my time going back in. There's just something I love about the scrapping your way, clawing your way from like nothing. You know what I mean? Like that beginning part.
Yes, the thing that would, I think, make you hate any other game for some reason. In this game, you're like, yeah, baby.
I absolutely love like the fact that you start literally with nothing. You're wearing like a potato sack for underwear, and you literally have to like you'll find
no MeUndies there.
And it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, here's a dead body on the side of the road. You steal his clothes, and like now you're wearing like bloody, dirty clothes, and like people hate you. Like no one wants to talk to you, and then you have to like take a bath, and then because you smell bad, and I mean, it sounds so stupid and so tedious, and I love it. I'm like picking up tons of herbs and making tons of potions. I mean, I must have made 100 potions, and it's like what, like more potions than I'm ever gonna drink. And it's like, why am I doing this? Just obsessed with like clawing your way, and then before you know it, you have like really nice armor and a nice sword, and it's like, and then you got like maybe $2,000 in your pocket, and you're like, how did this happen? I had 5 groschen before. So there's something about that clawing up from peasantry to nobility that I find really, really fun. And the way almost every single situation you can talk your way out of it if you're good, like if you're charismatic enough and all those things. And it's just a lot of fun to experiment and play around, and a lot because I know so much more about the game and its systems and how to level up and stuff this time through. There's a lot of early game missions that I'm like getting the best you can get on because I've got like the charisma I need to talk my way out of it, rather than like kill these farmers that you don't want, like that are just going to be mad at you. And like, I don't know, there's different situations, but so for me, it's really rewarding to replay it, knowing what I know, and especially doing it on a hardcore mode and getting kind of that feeling back of the helplessness of the first game, where literally before you leave a town, it's like, you better bring some food, you better bring some bandages. If you don't have a potion to like, if you eat a bad piece of fruit out there and you don't have a digestive potion, you're gonna poop yourself to death. Like stuff, it's just so funny and awesome and great. And like, you know, like in the beginning of the game, the lamest, crappiest bandit with like a piece of wood could knock you on the head, and if you start bleeding and don't have a bandage, you're like running to like a race against time to find a bandage at like a town, and you don't know where you are. You're like you're using landmarks. You could see the castle in the background from almost anywhere, so that's like a good landmark to be like, okay, like I know that's northish. But so I'm just having a ball with the whole survival aspect of it and the whole gameplay, and doing things different this time because my skill level is a little bit better. But yeah, so I'm glad that it got a lot of love at the Game Awards. I hope it wins at least something. I don't know, like I hope more and more people, you know, can play it. I feel like if you played and liked Skyrim or Witcher 3, this is kind of like
you hear that, Austin?
It's kind of like in the middle. I personally, I mean, Austin and I talked a little bit about it when he was here.
What's the employment rate of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2?
He could spend his whole life in that game doing the shtick that he does, because I can see him getting fascinated with all kinds of character stuff, different weird employment rates, or
streams.
even like just walking through the woods. I bet you he would find 100 things to talk about, because like there's just so many cool little Easter eggs and weird areas. And I talked about this a little bit when I first spoke about the game months and months ago. Yes, it's still a video game, but there's something about the wilderness areas that feel very, very real, more real than any other game that I've played kind of in that realm, really, even more than like Red Dead 2. Just as far as how real it feels, and it doesn't feel manufactured. It doesn't feel like somebody was just clicking and being like, trees here, rocks here, even though that's clearly what it is. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, there's something about it. And there's something about the horse riding that's very satisfying. It's a first person game and you're riding on a horse first person, but there's something about it that feels real. Like you almost feel like you can feel the horse going over every bump and everything. And like, I mean, it's stupid. Yes. It's stupid. I know it
sounds sexual.
I mean, look,
God, sexual.
I know it's not something that you would find fun from a video game, but I'm enjoying these things.
I'm not
about
knocking
it, so.
you for it at all.
I
I
didn't
was
think
saying
you
it
were.
sounded sexy.
Yeah, I didn't think you were.
Feeling every bump on the horse.
Well, I mean,
with the horse.
If you think that's
On the
sexy,
horse.
you'd be
In the horse.
you'd be sexed up this whole game, because there's all kinds of stuff like that I don't necessarily find
Kingdom
sexy.
come indeed. Deliver me to kingdom come.
And yeah, I can't beat that
Twice.
Yeah. I was I'm not gonna keep going with these jokes. They're getting dirtier. I had something for DLC, but you can't.
Okay, your decision.
Not when it's censored. But anyways, yeah. So I've been really enjoying my time with the hardcore mode. I don't know how much more I'm gonna play through it. I just kind of wanted a taste, and now that to be honest, now that I'm getting like leveled up, it's losing a little bit of that fun, because it's you're almost too powerful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wanted to play the hardcore mode to keep it humble. You know what I mean?
Scrap.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I've been enjoying it, and thanks for letting me go off, Kings. Dumb comes of deliverance.
There we go.
RMC, what have you been playing?
Thanks for asking. So, as you heard, I was thinking about my list of games and how I approach games and blah, blah, blah. And I decided to just let myself have something of a freeing week. So, I've actually played quite a bit, and I'll talk a little bit about everything I played. First thing I played was Bingo Frenzy, as Mom Brain was talking about. It's a bingo game.
And it's a frenzy.
You didn't talk about how you
It's
got
a
to get
bingo.
ingredients for grandmother's meals.
Oh yeah, because that's not really like.
Oh, you can't go to the next level without doing it.
Yeah, but I'm just happy to play bingo. I don't care.
So you're playing bingo, and you win, depending on how many bingos you get, you win like ingredients for meals. And to move on to a new level, you have to get all the ingredients that make a meal for your grandmother. And then once she can make the meal, you go to the next level. So you might have to play multiple games of bingo just to get the ingredients. So that's like a main motivator in the game. But yes, you're just playing bingo. But it's very hard to say like it's just bingo, but also somehow it's very engaging, because like a bingo game takes what? Not even a minute, maybe a minute.
I don't even know.
Maybe a minute and a half, and the game's done, and you get your little whatevers, and then you play another game. And there's something about it. It scratches an itch. It is enjoyable. I'm not like, boy, I can't wait to play that game again. But like at night before bed, I'm like, yeah, I'll do some rounds of bingo.
Yeah.
That's fun. And I always end up playing more than I think I would. So it's a free game. Go play. I also played more Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. Everything I said last time, I only feel more strongly now. I love the story. I love the characters. I love being back in that universe. I love the music. The gameplay is actually fun. I really like the different variety. Missions are go and fight a big wave of guys. That's pretty much every mission. But they do some different things where it's like you got to clear out these strongholds, or you got to go help out your team that's in trouble, or you get to go down in the depths and you're fighting constructs, or you're looking for things that were lost somewhere. So they throw in little wrinkles that keep it engaging. And there's little Koroks that are still hidden throughout, so you can find them and get your Yahahas off. It's I love it. I really do love it. I'm trying to take my time with it, because I could play it every single day. But I want to savor it, because this is probably the last of that branch of Zelda that we're going to get. Like, I don't think we're going to get another one that takes place in the Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild lineage. I think this is going to be it. So I'm trying to savor it. When I do play it, I put in like a good 2-3 hours. So I am playing a decent chunk. But yeah, I just really, really, really like it. So but I've already talked about that, and I don't really have anything new to share. Now, let me go to my new app, the Nintendo Store app, because it has a lovely actual full play activity section that tells me everything, which is very helpful. And I can go tell you exactly what I've been playing. I played Morsels, as you might remember if you listened to last week's show, that I've been very excited for Morsels. Do you have the Nintendo Store app?
I don't think I'm in the
Yeah.
right app. I got Nintendo Today and
Yeah.
Nintendo Music.
If you get the Nintendo Store app, it lets you browse the eShop. but also when you sign in, it gives you a honest to goodness full play activity with exact times and all that stuff, which is really. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh yeah, it does. It gives you exact times. That can't wait. Hold on. Sorry for the brain fart, everybody. Just give me a second. All right. So it doesn't give you exact times, but it gives you by quarter hours. So
The
that's
Nintendo
better.
Store app.
You got it. Nintendo Store app. So Morsels comes from it's published by Annapurna Interactive, another company I love. It is a roguelike where so you're this little rat and you're in like the sewers. You're in like the dump, like a garbage dump, and there's a fatberg that is sentient and it talks to you and it sends you off on your adventures. But and there's these mystical cards, or it was a mystical card that was split into 4 cards, and these like cats have taken on the powers of these cards to like basically be greedy and prevent other creatures from getting their powers. And you as this little rat are out to squash these fat cats from um basically ruling the world, the above world. Um but the little rat has no abilities other than being able to squeak. So you run around and he just squeaks. Every button you hit makes him squeak. But thanks to, I believe, the powers of the sentient Fatberg, you have basically Pokemon that are randomly given to you, but you play directly as these creatures. So you don't know what random ones you're going to be given at the start of each run because it's a roguelike, but then you take control of them in the stages. And when one dies, you have another that you can move on to. So your run isn't over as soon as you die. But once all your little creatures are dead, then your run is over. So I've been like a little pink poo. I've been a flower. I've been this like giant lizard dragon. I've been this thing, I forget what it was, but it shot lasers. Like all of them fight and control, and there you
Cool.
go. Like just feel very different from one another. And one really cool thing about the game is you cannot get comfortable with one of your creatures because they will eventually level up to the point that they die. Like you're told, like,
Oh, no, never
listen,
mind.
as long as they're not, it's not like sad or anything.
Oh no, I
Come
don't
on,
know if I
brain.
can handle it.
Come on, brain. Do you trust me?
I do.
It's not sad at all.
Okay.
It's just, your creatures have a lifespan. And then when you level them up to their final level and then you level up at the end of that, then they disappear and you have to go to one of the other creatures. So you can get really comfortable with one of them for a while, but you're not going to be able to stay as that one for your entire run. And you can pick up other cards throughout runs to get new creatures, and you can only have so many creatures at once. So you'll have to pick and choose which ones you want to bring with you. And then creatures can be inflicted with all kinds of things, like they're diseased, so they'll cough all the time and they can't shoot their weapon like as far, or it's not as powerful, or they'll be slow, or they'll be extra fast. And there's all little things like that, and you can get them cured depending on who you see. There's all kinds of like little secret doors to go into and little NPCs to interact with. And the game goes out of its way to tell you this is how creatures work and this is how a run works, but goes out of its way to not tell you what everything else is. So, like, you'll run around and you'll see like a ticket, like a giant ticket that you can carry. And you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, how far am I supposed to carry it? And then eventually I found out there's like, it's like a cat bus that you get the ticket, you take the ticket to, and it's like 1 ticket, please. And if you have your ticket, you can skip like 4 levels of the dungeon and go further up. And then there's still things I don't know. There's marks on the map that are question marks that sparkle, and I don't know what to do with them. And they're in between each stage is you meet somebody and you don't know who it's going to be, but it'll be like a guy that lets you play like a really old school retro game that's kind of like Frogger. And if you beat his score, you get all kinds of buffs. There's another one that's like this character that they're like, sometimes I dream that the world is 3D. And if you go into their dream, you play like a 3D, it's kind of like Smash TV, kind of game, but it's only on one board, and you have to collect gems and bring them to goals. And if you beat that score, you get some. Then there's other ones that are stores. There's other ones that'll tell you stories. There's other ones that'll give you buffs that are largely good, but have a debuff with them as well. There's all kinds of craziness in here. The art style is, man, it's a fever dream. Like this game, what really interested me from the first part, or from the first time I saw the trailer, was the art style, because I was like, this is like Pee-wee's Playhouse, but when Pee-wee got really weird. It just, I love this style of it, and it's like greens and browns and neon pinks and blues and purples, and it's just uncomfortable, weird depictions of everything, and it's just. It's like so up your alley, Mom Brain. It's just, man, it's so weird good.
Yeah, I feel like it's something that I might enjoy, like watching you play, or like watching a playthrough more than I would actually playing it.
Yeah, the actual gameplay is, like a roguelike, like Hades, except there's different wrinkles in there. But the goal is you get to, so stages take longer, but the goal is to find the ladder at the end of a stage and climb up the ladder. And usually the ladder's defended by a couple enemies. But levels have, or stages have, branching paths that can take you all kind of secrets and upgrades, and there's money to get and cheese to collect and flowers that you can put on your head that give you an extra hit, and it's all kinds of weird stuff. The game just very much wants you to play and figure it out, and then you'll have, like, you can go back to your home base and read a glossary that will then, after you've encountered things, give you more details if you really want to know. The music is so good, and I don't think I've ever heard music like this in a video game, and I've played a lot of video games. It is like Price is Right mixed with like 70s like mood vibe music mixed with like, the only way I know how to put it is the album Plantasia. Go look at the album Plantasia, where it's like synthy and wobbly and kind of weird, but kind of awesome. And that's what the whole soundtrack in this game is like. I love it so much. It just fits the everything that's going on to a T. But I really don't think I've ever heard a soundtrack like this in a game. I've heard this kind of music before, but not in a video game. And obviously, I love game shows and I love old game show music, but it's not like extremely upbeat like that. But there's like horns and brass and just, it just fits that style. And roguelikes, you play them, and if they're good, you're like, one more run. That's exactly what Morsels is like. But even more so than me, like Hades, I love, and I think he's gorgeous. But Hades, I'll play for like an hour and a half, and I'm like, I've had my fun. With Morsels, because of the weirdness and the music is really my style, and just all of it together, the whole vibe of it, I'm like having a really hard time putting it down. It's like definitely my kind of roguelike. I really, really enjoy it. Now, I am playing it on Switch. A Switch 2 version is coming. There are hiccups in the loading screen, so I don't know how much that bothers you. Loading is climbing up a ladder. It's just a cutscene. But you'll see like a hitch where it freezes and then your character goes up. It's like a second. I have encountered I'm going to say 2 at most hitches during actual gameplay. And again, it's like it freezes for a second and then it clicks in. So not a deal breaker at all. And otherwise the frame rate has been fine. I haven't had any problems with the frame rate. But there was one little secret door I went into where you had a whole bunch of piles of leaves and you were looking for a key in the leaves, and you had to blow the piles out of the way to find the key. And when I took the fan and I pointed it towards the leaves, the game went to like 2 frames a second. Like it was very bad. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to beat this level. But I dropped the fan and everything went right back to normal. And I just wandered around and found the key without moving all the leaves and finished. So it's doable, and it's a little bonus level. So that needs to be fixed 100%. That will be very frustrating for people, but it's a bonus and it's not a necessary part of gameplay. Whether that happens more later down the road, I don't know. What I will say is the game needed an update. The game has gotten an update, and I haven't played it since it got the update. I just saw that it got the update last night. So I don't know. Maybe that's fixed already, but just wanted to put that out there. But overall, what a fun game. What a weird game. It's perfect for Annapurna. Like, I can see very much. It's not a genre they really dabble in, but the aesthetics, the style, the mood, you can see why they picked this game up to publish it. And also because it's really good. So Morsels, it's on, I want to say, everything. go check out Morsels. It's really cool. Really cool. And I would imagine some of the designs and art style are going to be off-putting to some people, but it's my kind of off-putting. So just look at a trailer screens before you jump in and see if you could handle that art style. Love it, love it, love it. Now, the game I said that I randomly jumped in on is called Crescent. What's the matter?
Do I have time to go put something in the dryer?
Yeah. Crescent Tower is the game I randomly saw a trailer for.
That was not my butt.
And I posted it on the site, and I was like, I'm going to get this game. Here's why I decided to jump in. I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh, it's very old school pixelated, and I like that. Also, I heard the song in the trailer, and I was like, chiptune, and I really like this chiptune. I don't like all chiptunes. I only like them if I deem them to be good, and I thought this was a good one. So I was like, those two together with my newfound appreciation for RPGs, I'm in. So I jumped into the game. Now, it is very old school. Let me describe exactly how the game works. Right off the bat, you get a menu. And you get pictures on the left-hand side for each menu slot. And it's like the inn, the shop, the library, the whatever, and the dungeon. And you go and you click the button, and it gives you a new piece of art, and it's like, someone's saying they're like, I'm the shopkeeper. What do you need? And then you buy stuff just like any RPG. You equip it to your character just like any RPG. All that's fine. So all that's pretty standard. Then you get to the dungeon part, and it's a top-down, old-school dungeon. Random battles whenever the game decides. I don't know how it decides when a random battle should pop up. But so all that's standard. Now, here's where the difference is. You have a very small cone of light around you. And you can use torches to make a bigger cone of light around it to see the floor of the dungeon.
Oh, the Fog of War. It's one of those games
that's right.
with the Fog of War.
That's
I
right.
like that.
And you have to you buy, I don't remember what you buy, map somethings. So you light the room around you, and then you use the map thing to fill out that portion of your map. Otherwise, nothing happens on the map. So you're filling out chunks of the map as you go along, but you need to have the things from the store to do it. You can still wander around, and you can see, even if you don't have a torch, you can still see a little bit around you. So you can go around fine, but your map won't be filled out. And, the dungeon only has, I want to say, 10 floors, and they're not very big floors, but because you're doing it in the dark and you're mapping it out, it takes a little bit longer. So I personally really like that. It is a bummer when I'll run out of map stuff, and there's a corner I wanted to map, but I'm so far away and my party's in trouble that I'm like, I can't do it. But I come to find out, as you level up certain characters, depending on who you get, everybody has magic, and some of them have the magic ability to just add that to the map right away. So you don't need to go buy stuff. So I'm like, oh, this is great. So that's much better. You don't have to worry about that stuff as long as you level up those characters. And there's other characters that have a compass ability that show you on the map where you are, no matter where you're standing. So that's great too. So I would imagine there's going to be more magic later on, or abilities later on, that make that even better. But I was fine with it to begin with. Battles are very classic, like Final Fantasy style battles, where the enemy's on their left and you're on the right, and you pick a menu thing and you go. Everybody has a special ability that they can use that has nothing to do with their magic, so you can use it as much as you want. Like I have one guy who can tackle, and that just means they randomly hit one enemy really hard, and it can make a big difference sometimes. And somebody else can get all the stats on an enemy, and somebody else can steal things from enemies. So depending on who you have, you can do all different kinds of things. And you crawl through the dungeons, and you map them, and you try and make your way to the top of the tower. It's a lot of fun. It is very retro, but as long as you're cool with that, like Dew said, the Fog of War stuff, then it's fun. My complaints are, I feel like the random battles are very random. So you'll do a battle and win, and you'll take one step, and it's like, and you go right into another one. I'm like, I just did one of these. And then sometimes you'll walk, and it'll be like, I feel like I've been walking for a minute, and there's no bat. So I don't know how it works, but it is a little too random for me. I'm okay if it's random and it takes a long time. I'm not okay if I'm taking one step and another random battle comes up. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen enough to say it. So there's that. Do I have any other complaints? It is pretty punishing. Like, you have to make sure you explore floors thoroughly before you go on to the next floor. Because when you go to the next floor, you get all new enemies mostly, and they can be very tough. So don't like rush ahead into the next floor, because you're going to get your ass kicked, and you'll lose half your money if your whole team dies. And you buy stuff pretty often. There's a lot of stuff to buy, and some of it is pretty expensive. Good news is there is an elevator. So once you get the key to the elevator, which I've gotten, you don't have to keep crawling through all the floors to get to the floor you're on. You can just take the elevator up to the next floor, which is great. So, but I've made it to the 3rd floor, but I got my ass handed to me. I'm still in some pretty tough, tight fights on the 2nd floor, but I can mostly handle it. And I have 4 people in my party. And you'll be very happy to know that you can customize all of them.
Oh,
Their look, their colors, their jobs. You can do whatever you want. You go to the place in town, and it's literally outside of your main character. You can do whatever look you want for whatever character, and even change the colors of them in general. So I was like, oh, dude would probably like that stuff.
I'm interested in this.
So I'm really liking it. It's $10. It's a game nobody's going to play. It's a game nobody's heard of, unless you read GoNintendo. But I'm very happy I got it. Like, for $10, really, no complaints at all for $10. Just, you have to be open to that old school mindset. And as long as you're cool with that, I really like the music. The battle songs also. Every song in the game is really good. Like, it's a really good soundtrack so far. I just wish, some of the battles go by very quickly, so you don't really get to hear as much as a song. And I'm like, either the enemies kill you quickly, or you kill the enemies too quickly, so you never get a lot of the song unless it's a boss fight. And then I'm like, oh, this song's really good. But yeah, really like it. So if you're into that old school RPG stuff, check it out. I'm playing another game that I can't talk about. I won't be able to talk about. It's not Metroid. I'll just say that right off the bat. It's another game I can't talk about, and I won't even be able to talk about it next week. Gotta wait 2 weeks.
Do people have Metroid and are playing it already?
People do not have Metroid. Based on my press contacts, people do not have Metroid. It would, based on my old knowledge of how this worked, it would be this week. Because what's that going to be? It's probably going to be like a 12 to 15 hour experience. You don't need a lot of time to spend on that one as a reviewer. But who knows? So I played that, and then I saved the best for last. Mom Brain, what is it? I thought you'd know.
I would have said the one you talked about first.
Morsels?
Yeah.
No. It is Soul of Sovereignty.
Ooh, I didn't know you played.
Oh my! Are you kidding me? Soul of Sovereignty is like Undertale for me, and Deltarune.
Well, you told me that you weren't sure. And
I wasn't sure what I would play last night because I didn't know how much time I would have, because I figured how long it was going to be, and I had time, so I went right into that. So you've heard me. You've heard me talk about this in the past. Soul of Sovereignty is a visual novel, 100%. You are not making any decisions at all. There may be something to click on, and just to click, but
sounds like a flipping dream.
You are not making any decisions. You are just literally enjoying a story. It is a visual novel, which means text is how the story is told. There's no voiceover. There is artwork, and there is music.
Radical Defect said, as soon as I saw chapter 3 was out, I was like, RMC will sacrifice sleep and play this game in a single sitting.
So true. And I was so stupid because I'm like, maybe I won't play this in a single sitting and I'll savor it. And then I was like, nope, because
what's wrong with you?
Every chapter I have loved. And there's only been 3 chapters so far. But chapter 3 is, in my opinion, far and away the best. And I adored the other chapters. So again, this game has been in the works for a while. It's made by, now that I have Blue Sky, I can see this very quickly. I want to say GGDG. Here it is Here it is right here. Why am I having a stroke?
What was it this morning? You were like, thanks for fixing my wallet, but you meant bracelet.
Let's see. Okay. GGDG. There you go. GGDG is the developer. They are making Soul of Sovereignty. They've been doing it for a while. They are the writer, the artist, and the storyteller, obviously. They even do some of the music for the game, but they work with 2 other composers. It's really funny because every time you play the game, it says music by GGDG, and then it says good music by the other composer whose name I don't remember, and Toby Fox, how I found out about the game in the first place.
T-Fox.
So it's about this guy, and he works, or he's at this tavern. This is a world that's like full of magic and spells, but it's also it has modern elements too. Like there's cell phones and there's it's like today time, but there's magic. But it's also a very like fantasy driven setting. Like there's more traditional towns and everything, but it's lots of like snowy mountains and caves underground and just that kind of stuff. Fantasy settings more like, but characters will drop f-bombs and they talk like we talk nowadays. It's not like hitherto wench and all that crap. Not I don't mean crap. It's just that I don't care for that stuff. Some characters have very flowery language, but it depends on the type of character they are. But anyway, it's about this guy at this tavern, and this woman shows up at the place, and she is in trouble, and she needs help. And I'm not going to say any more than that because there's so much more to it. But as I've said in the past, this game is so incredibly well written. It is. I have never read a book that I am like shocked by how much I love the story and how the story is written. There's just something about this author's style that resonates with me to a degree that I can't even match it to anything else. And this is coming from someone who really doesn't like traditional fantasy stuff. Like I'm not really into Lord of the Rings. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is. There's just something about that doesn't resonate for me.
There's no cell phones in the Lord of the Rings.
This does. Well, yes, but I mean like, tree monsters and caverns and sword fighting.
Who hurt you? I mean, I just can't
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying
I know.
It doesn't do
His
it.
parents did outdoors.
But I just can't think of anything better than like a good fantasy.
Well, see, here's the thing. I do like fantasy when it comes to like the very fantastical elements, like the magic and all that. But like, rock golems and tree monsters
Dryads
and like traipsing through forests. I'm like, I don't like that stuff because I'm like, give me something I haven't seen. Like, take me to the future. Like, I want the future. No. I want like.
Yeah, well, we're living in it. Do you love it? How great is it?
No, we're in the now. I want the future. But again, this game is very much steeped in that stuff. And I really like it here. Like I'm enamored by it. It's, man, I could cry just talking about it. It is so well realized, and I guess it's thanks Radical Defect. The other composer is Alex Rossetti. I guess
Mr. Rossetti?
Yeah, I know him from Old Horizons.
I guess what really does it for me, the more I think about it, is the fact that you get all that Lord of the Rings stuff, fantasy stuff, but with modern sensibilities where people are, speaking how we speak. And I think that softens the blow for me a bit, where I'm like, okay, like I don't have to go with all the old language too. So maybe that does it for me. But anyway.
Do you read in this, or is it being read to you?
No, it's no voice acting. It's all reading. It's an indie developer. I can't, I would imagine the first part of the first chapter had over 40,000 lines. So I would imagine like
so they couldn't get Michael Ironside to read it.
They could do it, yeah, but for an indie developer, it's going to cost a lot of money. So you are reading, and in the engine that it uses, there's a popular visual novel engine called Ren'Py. I believe it's called Ren'Py, and it has options that let you auto scroll text. So I just click the auto button, and it has different speeds. You pick the speed that you want, and I have the speed that I want, and I just click auto, and I literally sit back in a chair and just put my headphones in and listen to the music. And
you never have a problem missing a line because it skips too quickly?
I don't, because I found a speed that works, but you can instantly stop it, and there's a whole log of everything that's been said that you can one click, and it's all right there in the order that it came up on the screen. Nice. So you never miss anything. Or if you do miss it, it's right there. So this third chapter, man, it's the two main characters, you get more details on these main characters than you've ever gotten before, and it's done in such an uncomfortable way for these characters. And even as the reader, to a degree, I felt uncomfortable because you are kind of experiencing what they're experiencing. Like how this is happening, you're kind of experiencing it too in that way, because obviously they don't know you exist and you're reading this stuff. And I won't get into more detail, but it's just like a very interesting way where like characters are acting in ways that there's one character in particular who really doesn't show their discomfort other than anger, but you can see them get uncomfortable in a different way with what's happening, and it makes you uncomfortable, even though this character more or less is really mean. And this character, um, they're not, their characters are so well realized because you have a mean character, and like really, they do some stuff to the other main character that is horrendous, like really terrible, where I've literally gasped out loud while I'm reading this. But this character also has other facets that you read where they're kind of endearing, or they're kind of funny, or they're kind of just a regular person. And it's like, God, you're making me feel things for this character who does terrible things. And it's just uncomfortable. But man, is it so engaging and alluring.
Very Game of Thrones.
It is. You're right. Very Game of Thrones. I haven't read, so maybe it matches what happens in the books, but I would say compared to the TV show, it's like it doesn't come anywhere close to what the visual novel is doing. But I imagine in the books, yes, you get a lot more from it. It kills me that this is, it's still being written now. And chapter 2 came out a little bit over 6 months ago, so it takes a long time. And you get like chapters, I want to say so far have been roughly, I guess, depending on your reading speed, 2 to 3 hours, somewhere in there. So you got a good chunk of stuff right now, but it's killing me that it's only available on PC. I wish it was on everything. I want it to be everywhere, because like Mom Brain, thankfully, is the only one that, or not thankfully, Mom Brain has checked this out, at least the first chapter, and she really liked it.
Yeah.
She has not done the second chapter, and obviously she has not done the third chapter. I imagine you will at some point.
Yeah.
How many chapters will there be?
I don't know that they've said. I'm on their Blue Sky right now. I can take a look if it says. Is it good? Does not say. Just says it's in development. And so far you can get the first 3 chapters. But whenever it's done, I hope it goes to other things. I mean, it could go to other things now, but there's so many people, so many of our friends read books that I'm like, they gotta read this, but they don't have a computer they can sit down with and play it on, or they just wouldn't do that. So it's just such a bummer because, man, and the soundtrack has always been fantastic. And this one, once again, is incredible. It's such a good soundtrack, and that's the music from everybody, not just Toby Fox. There's a couple songs in here where I'm like, Toby did this. Like, I can just tell. There's ones I know Toby did, and that's not a knock against him. There's just little things he does that I pick up on. I'm like, this is definitely a Toby song. But everybody is amazing, and there's one song in particular in this chapter for one character, a new character, that is so good that I could not focus on the story, and I had to stop. I turned off the autoplay and just let the song play a few times, because the song on its own brought me to tears. I was like, the song had like 3 stages to it where I was like, oh, this song's really good. And then it got to another part and I was like, oh man, and I got goosebumps and I started to tear up. And then it went to another section. I was like, this is one of the best songs I've ever heard. And then it looped over again. I was like, I need to listen to this a few times before it can fade into the background and I can focus on the story. And that happened so many times in this game where I was so caught up in thinking about the ramifications of what was going on in the story that I was like, oh, wait, the story's going on. Like, I need to stop and think about this and then go on. Phenomenal chapter. I will say this, and it needs to finish before I can tell you for sure. But if the quality of Soul of Sovereignty goes as it is to the end of it, it will be my favorite game of all time. It will surpass 1000 Times Resist by like
I have
a
spoken.
marked amount. Like, and I know it's not technically a game, but it is a visual novel and there's no choices to be made. And I still consider it a game, but it's one of the finest pieces of anything I have experienced so far. I have played other things that I've loved, and it's gotten to the final chapter, and everything fell apart. And like Harmony of whatever that game was, I don't remember.
You almost said Harmony of Dissonance.
Yeah, I did. Fall of Reverie, Harmony of the Fall of Reverie. That game I loved until the final chapter, and I was like, who wrote this end? This is terrible, and you ruined everything that came before it. So it could happen with Soul of Sovereignty, but it's the same writer all the way through, so chances are that won't happen. But this is one of those things where I'm like, find a way for you to play it, and I mean that legitimately. I don't mean steal it. I mean, find some old-ass computer that still runs and spend $10 to get this, and put in headphones. Like, I'm playing on a giant TV. I put in my earbuds. I like get under a blanket. I hit the auto thing and I just let it go. And I'm like, I'm there, man. I am there. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I will never stop singing the praises of this. Find a way to play this. It is well worth your time. And if you love books and reading, this is an absolute no-brainer. Although I guess for some people it wouldn't be, because my sister did not like it, but she didn't like it because the character, or like one of the characters, drops an F-bomb here or there. They're not like F this effing thing all the every once in a while they'll drop an F-bomb. And
your sister,
I think it took her out
it
of it. It wasn't that
of
she
it,
was
'cause
offended. I think it was
because she was expecting the more flowery language all the time, and this one character does. Well, most of the characters don't speak like that. They're just very straightforward. Like, one of the main characters has a very beautiful way of speaking and is very like measured in how they speak. And one of them, if I'm being completely honest, talks exactly like my sister, like personality wise and everything. I should say old personality wise, but has a cadence and a style and like a gruffness to them that is like my sister. But for her, when it comes to fantasy, I guess that takes her out of it, because I will fully admit you don't usually see that in fantasy stuff, especially of this kind. When the character did it in this game, or when I was introduced to this character, I was like, oh, they're speaking in a way I would have never thought of. But the the visual novel is very like loosey goosey with that stuff. It's like, yeah, we got magic, and yeah, like flowers are used to cast spells, but also some people have guns, and like some people go hang out at strip clubs, and like it's all just put together. But I feel like it feels like such a well realized world. I know if you had a way to experience it, like, I really think you would love it.
I'm
You're a
sure.
book reader, and
It
it's got a
sounds
lot
like
of
it'd
things
be
I think you would
good.
like. But yeah, it's very hard.
I
For
wish
you.
it was on the
I
Switch.
was gonna say it's very hard.
That's
for you
probably
to
why I
engage
didn't
with
play
it.
the second
Well,
chapter.
now you got to. You played it in my office.
Yeah.
You have to go play it downstairs where I have it set up. Like, I
Yeah.
set up my laptop there with the earbud. It's great. Like, all the lights were off. It was so good. It's so good. I could talk about it forever. Thank you for letting me gush about it. But Soul of Sovereignty, the best $10 I would say you'll ever spend, at least as far as
Whoa.
entertainment goes. And now I'm like,
I mean, try to get a book for $10. Like,
yeah.
like forget it.
And
So and this has music and the
oh
whole
my
thing.
God, I didn't
and
even say the artwork. The creator's artwork is, I want prints of his art so bad, because some of it is literally just one color but different shades of those colors to make a beautiful scene, and other things are very well realized, fully detailed drawings with a whole multitude of colors. It's whatever they feel like heightens the scene, like
Dick
draws
butt.
in an emotion, or tons of dick butt all over the place. It's just
Dripping with dick butt.
please, and no one knows about this game. Like, go on YouTube and try and find a trailer. It's next to impossible. I went on YouTube last night to see if anybody is talking about this game. I'm talking about YouTube, where everybody talks about everything all the time. I found one video about chapter 3, and I went and left a comment on their video, because I was like, thank you so much for doing a stream of this game, because nobody knows about this game, and I'm so happy to see one person out there talking about it. And they replied to my comment. I didn't read what it said yet, but I'm like, man, this is like like I said originally, the only reason I know about it is because Toby Fox mentioned that he worked on it and told people to check it out. And even he, it seems, couldn't get a lot of people to go check it out. But I'm glad
I think all the Undertale stands would be playing it.
Well, a lot of them are just like, shut up, talk about Undertale or Deltarune. They don't say that, but that's why they're there.
Classic. Yeah, well, you should be working on Deltarune. Why are we waiting for so long?
Don't make music for this other game. Yeah.
Who are you, the George R.R. Martin of the video game world?
This song could have been in Deltarune. So yeah, go experience it.
Do you think it'll ever? I mean, when it's all finished, you think it'll come to the Switch or something?
Plenty of games made in RenP have gone to all other systems, so technically, it is easily possible. Yes. Now, will it happen? I really hope so. I think a publisher out there would be crazy not to pick this up. I know it's probably not going to be a big seller, but there's games that haven't been anywhere near this polished.
I'd buy that.
Like Annapurna Interactive would be a great one to pick this up. Or whoever, Fangamer. Fangamer would be a great one for this. If it were to come to other platforms, that would be really cool. So. Yes. Is there an audience? Yes. Is there a big audience? Probably not. Probably bigger than some other games, though. So, yeah, without a doubt. It's just if you're making a game for RenP, you don't really need to know any programming language, and you could just focus on what you need to do, which is writing the story. Thankfully, even if I wanted to sit down and make a visual novel on RenP, I'd be like, well, I can't draw for crap. I can write. I don't know if it's going to be good, but I can write. I got no problem doing that. And
I've seen your MS Paint. I think it could be good.
But I'd have to get an artist if I was actually going to do something. But that's a lot easier to do than trying to program a video game. Like I can't do that. So go check out Soul of Sovereignty, please. For the love of God, go check it out. Just one person send me an email and be like, hey, I checked it out. I don't care if you hate it. Just tell me that you went and checked it out on my recommendation. It's the best. It's the best anything ever. All right, let's go to questions. Send your questions to GoNintPod@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintPod@gmail.com.
Maybe I will.
They can be about Nintendo video games in general, whatever the hell you want. Nico Dorinia asked this question. If you could take part in only one game show, which one would you choose? Well,
I think we know what you're going to say.
I definitely know.
Well, then you know me better than I know myself because it depends on what I'm going for.
Oh.
If I'm just going for pure enjoyment, Price is Right. If it's going for money, Wheel of Fortune, because I think I could win the most money there. I can't do Who's Line. I can't. I can't do Millionaire. I can't do Jeopardy. Like I'm not knowledgeable enough on that stuff. Yeah, it's not a bad one.
You win 25 grand, right?
And there's less. You can win 100.
But who you taking on Pyramid?
What do you
Well,
mean?
I guess you don't.
You
Who
don't
would you
take
want to
anyone?
be paired
Michael
up with?
Strahan.
Gonna stick me with Mark Wahlberg or something.
Has he been on that?
No, too big of a star. Bobby Moynihan. I don't have any problem with him, but that's your level.
He was pretty good, right?
Yes.
He's not bad at it.
The Impractical Jokers were on it, and they took it seriously. And they played well.
I feel like they would.
Pyramid's a really good one for money because on Wheel of Fortune, it's the luck of the wheel first. On Pyramid, it's only you versus one other player. You have to have a good celebrity contestant, but you swap so the other person gets screwed too if they're bad. Pyramid might be a good one. I think I might swap from Wheel of Fortune to Pyramid. That's a really good pick because you can win 10, then 25, then 100. And chances you could get $1 million on Wheel, but you got to have a lot of things like line up for that. I'm going to go with Pyramid. Thank you. That's a great pick. If you don't want to win money, go to Family Feud because they pay garbage. But yeah, pure fun. Price is Right. And if I'm going to pick what I want to play, which they don't let you do, give me Plinko, give me Cliffhangers, give me Master Key. I love Master Key, which is not a very popular one. Give me One Away. So I can talk to the old beautiful sound effects lady. Do I have
Not
one?
Beautiful.
Almighty sound effects lady. Do I have at least one number right?
Wait, do it again.
Almighty sound effects lady. Do I have at least one number right? Beep beep.
Nice.
Yeah. You guys, enough me talk about game shows. What do you want to be on? I don't know.
I mean, I would never do this today, but as a kid, I wanted to be on American Gladiators so bad.
Wow.
I wanted to do that assault course and shoot get tennis balls shot at me while I'm running from place to man. I thought
You should
that
have
was
become
amazing.
a teacher. It feels like that every day.
Yeah.
Hi,
Teaching
Tony.
public education. I would have done Double Dare.
1 second.
That's
Tony,
fun.
I need the Cliff's notes on the best things you got from Costco, please. And RMC would not go on the Price is Right and do a dollar bid every time.
No,
I know
never.
that's a podcast thing, but never, ever, ever would I do that.
See, that's the problem is like you might not even win because of your principles on that. And then what would be say you did win and got up there, what would be of course I got this game
A
thing
boat.
for you?
Oh, you'd get a
as
Not
far
prize,
as
the
game
game.
wise?
Like the game that you'd hate
Don't want to play.
flip or flop.
Yeah, like what would be the
Flip or
worst?
flop would suck because there's no game there. As I know,
Writing
it's-
on that big check.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I know it's a legendary game, but blank check, I don't want to play it. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I don't want to write on a check. What else? There's a lot of them. I don't want to play squeeze play. I like the noise that it makes, but I don't want to play squeeze play. Yeah, there's a lot that are just like flip or flop, which are
What color
like-
rat would you pick for Rat Race?
Yellow came to mind right away.
Okay.
But I'd like to play Rat Race. Sure, that's fine. But yeah, any of the ones that are literally just like, here are 2 or 3 things. What's the price? I don't want that.
Yeah.
So Double Dare, you said, and I'm sorry, Drew.
I mean, I said American Gladiators.
Yes.
Is that even a game show though?
Yeah. What else
Yeah,
would
it's a
it
game
be?
show. You win.
Yeah.
You win money at the end. I think you're playing games on a show. Yeah, it's a game show. Just not a traditional. What do you mean? You said if you were younger. Remember, it is coming back now. You could do it.
Well, I don't have first of all, I'm not an athlete, but I wouldn't have the guts to even like presume to get up there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's all fun. I don't know. Was there like a video game show back in the day? I thought there was. Like,
Was
when
there
we were kids?
American Gladiator game?
No,
No,
like a
like
a
a-
video game show for kids. I
Yeah.
thought there was.
Yeah, there were multiple. Yeah, we talked about one where you had at the end you had the Velcro suit that you stuck the games on when you ran
Yes.
around.
Oh my god, that
And there was-
incredible.
I'm sorry, Nick Arcade on Nickelodeon, which was you played video games and you went inside a video game. So yes,
That sounds cool. I remember the one with the Velcro. Man, what a dream come true. Can you imagine if you got that opportunity to stick
I
freaking
wanted that
video games
so
to
bad.
yourself and like
because there were kids who would
That's
run
amazing.
around and like look for specific games and put them on, and
would've
every
just
once in a while
been
you
like-
get the kid that was just like everything. I'm like, that's the kid.
that's
Yeah.
the one.
Yes, Nick Arcade was the main one. And I'm saying it specifically like that because I don't want it to sound bad when I say it. That's right. Yeah, they played beta versions of games on Nick Arcade. I remember that well. Thank you for the question. That was a great one. And also we talked about game shows earlier, so it made sense. We also have a Patreon question. Mom Brain, you know that you can join the Patreon.
For $1.
Slider64 did. And they asked this: create a team, like pick any major team sport, give a location, give a team name, and pick 2 to 3 colors for the uniforms. I feel like you could do this.
Yeah, I love this kind of stuff.
Pick any major sport. What sport? Well, I'm gonna go to the what's the banana baseball? Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, just minor league, right? Isn't it just
What's
minor
it
league
called?
baseball?
What's it called?
Are we creating our own teams or
Yes, you're picking a sport and then creating your own team. Sorry, I'm looking up the bananas thing. Banana ball. It's just called banana ball. So I would definitely make a banana ball team because I want to go. I legit want to go see the banana ball. Like I want to see the Savannah Bananas or whoever's playing. I am so into that. I love it. It's my kind of sports. Like I want that. I want that so bad.
I've never heard of banana ball.
Really?
It's baseball. It's just a league that Like
It's getting like extremely popular. Like games sell out instantly.
they like take the stuff that's, because in my opinion, baseball's pretty boring. So they kind of, I think, acknowledge that by like, adding like exciting things to the game.
Sorry, you read this and I'll talk more. This is from Austin.
Oh yeah.
So it's basically take baseball and make it professional wrestling, except the games are still legit. Like they're not pre-planned. So there's all kinds of not wacky. There's all kinds of interesting rules. They take out things that slow down traditional baseball, and then they do silly fun stuff too. I don't know. I wasn't listening. I don't know if she told you, but like they have a new rule that if a ball gets hit into the crowd, if anyone in the crowd catches it, that counts as an out. And I'm like, and then they bring that person out of the stadium or out of the crowd and like parade them around to celebrate them. It looks amazing. And I'm serious. It's taken off. It's huge. Like they're selling out regular stadiums now. And like it's aired on ESPN and CW and whatever. But the team still shows all the full games for free on YouTube. It's like they don't do any advertising. It's so much everything I stand for. Plus, it looks like a ton of fun. So I'd make a banana ball team. And I don't know, man, what would they be?
The Ukus.
Like it.
It'd be a bunch of freaks.
Imagine the mascot that you'd have with the team called the Ukus.
And they just like a bunch of them would run around on the field. I can't really, I'm not a fan of sports at all, really. The best I could do is like ice hockey. That's like the most enjoyable I've ever found a sport. But I can't really think of anything like a team. Yeah, some kind of cats, all different kinds of cats. But that's all I got.
I'm sticking with the Ukus.
What colors? Yellow and slightly less yellow?
Yeah, like pale yellow and yellow. Gotta have a mascot with the droopy boobs. And the freaky like human skull and the weird chicken body. Yeah, I don't know where we'd be from though. I have to come up with a
Parts unknown.
Funny city for the Ukus.
Somewhere from Zelda. It's got to be from Termina.
Yeah, I guess you could do that.
How about the Brooklyn Bagoos? The Brooklyn Bagoos versus the Termina Ukus.
The Hurley Errors.
So there you go. There's our sports teams. Dew is the only one here who Dew's the only one here who I would say at some point, maybe today, still to some degree is a sports fan or has been a sports fan. Or
who do you think you are? I am.
There you go. Oh, bowling. Yeah, I'll get in a bowling league. Bowling's my kind of speed. Definitely. That'd be a lot of fun. All right. You got something else to say?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm all good.
Mom Brain, let's do the old music, please.
Okay.
Send your music to GoNintendo@gmail.com.
Where do I send that music?
GoNintendo@gmail.com.
I guess I will send that music there.
And put music in the title. How about your local Mom Brain? We have 143 emails in there, people. If we get below 100, we're going to 5 songs. You mark my words. That's going to happen. All right, put it
I got music. You want to hear it?
I do want to hear it.
Oh.
Alrighty. Our first song of the week is Fresh and Tasty from our friend Mikey3319.
This is Final Fantasy, right?
It's not.
This is some horrible Super Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Some licensed whatever.
Sure is.
It's a real song. I recognize this.
You probably do.
A real song is from a show
From a
or a movie.
From a movie.
Well, then it's up to you.
Is it The Last of the Mohicans?
No.
That would be a hell of a Super Nintendo game. I'm leaving it to you then.
I know this tune.
We can sit with it. Don't let it go.
This is killing me. I know this song. It's a real song.
Oh man, you really know it.
It's a real song.
It's from a movie.
Is there space in this at all?
I don't
Outer
think so.
space? Is it a cartoon?
No.
I think it's clear that it's a movie. Is it a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Last Starfighter or something.
No.
I want to say it's space, but you said it's not, so it's. I got to get that out of my head.
This is all you. I'm out, so whenever you want to give up, you go ahead.
You've never heard this. This is like a famous song. It has to be.
Is this a song that exists outside of this movie? Do you know that?
I don't think so.
The movie.
It's killing me, man.
Apparently, it's something you watched, I'm going to guess, as a young boy many times.
Yeah, what is this? It's killing me. I probably watched the movie a million times, whatever it is.
I feel like you probably
Is there a hint? Is there a hint that like wouldn't give away the game? I need something.
did. The box art is a still shot from the movie, and it's a picture that is very literal to the title.
Hook.
No,
Is this like? Is it a western?
no.
Very literal to the title. What license? I'm trying to think of what other license. Man, what was on Super Nintendo? Lawnmower Man.
No.
This is so sad that I don't know this. I'm gonna kick
What were
myself.
big movies in the 90s?
Was it
Jurassic
Cliffhanger?
Park.
It is.
Yes!
And it's
Thank
literally a
God.
picture of is it Sylvester
Him
Stallone hanging off a
the
cliff.
I know it well. I had
There
it
you
for the
go.
Genesis.
There you go.
Well
Oh my
done.
God, that was gonna drive me nuts. Great song.
This one is from Nico Darunia.
Game Boy? Game Boy Color. Game Boy Color.
Game Boy.
Oh, damn it. The first party?
Yeah.
Got that feeling. Pokemon. Just
Yeah.
get it out of the way. Oh, okay. Pokemon. Red, blue. No.
No.
Pinball.
No.
I don't know what. Yellow. Green.
Mm-mm.
Is it a color?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Black, white. No, that doesn't
Nope.
make sense. What else is...
That doesn't matter. That's so.
Gold, silver.
Yeah.
Hey.
Pokemon Gold Silver.
Is that on regular Game Boy?
According to Geku Kitsune.
I honestly
I
don't
mean,
remember.
Nico Darunia. This one's from Geku Kitsune. Please excuse my stomach. That just made a very funny noise.
Ooh.
Superstar sax man Sergio Flores.
Exactly what I was going to say.
This has to be Fortnite.
It is.
Oh. Okay. Now it's like, why is it so familiar?
God, it's good. It's
Man.
even better when you're all doing. Oh, there's more.
I know.
We never got past
This
this
is
far in the
amazing.
emote.
An all-time great emote in Fortnite.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Man, it's a banger.
Yeah, this is great. It's even better than I ever thought.
Okay.
Damn. Damn.
Oh man. All right. This one is from Wired.
This is Aerosmith. What's that game? The Revolution X.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Wow.
Nice.
There you go.
Ragdoll by Aerosmith.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wired refers to this as a god awful game.
Yes, it was bad.
Well, you would shoot CDs, right?
Yeah.
What would a CD do against whatever? What were we fighting? Was it Terminators or was it aliens?
I don't remember. I just remember it being really bad. I remember it annoying me just seeing it in the arcade. It just really bugged me.
I used to want to think it was cool because I thought that gun was cool that was on it, but
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was cool.
This comes to us from Freddie Fro. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah.
Freddie, bro. Some medieval something.
I mean, it sounds like KCD2, but it wouldn't be because it would be Switch.
So then the original.
Wait,
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
that was on
Yeah.
the Switch? It was?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that what
awesome.
it is?
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Notes where Dew has played this and loved it.
I heard the Switch port was really good. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, I've heard it was actually a really because
I'm very
they were gonna put it
surprised.
out and then it took like they delayed it by like 2 years or something to like make sure it was as good
Wow.
as it could be. I've heard it's very good.
That's impressive.
All right. This one.
This is a great,
nice.
great
All right.
song.
This one comes from Human Fart.
This is a great music week.
It's NES. Is it
It
Shadowgate?
It is.
Hey, played a lot of that one.
And Human Fart sends this to us with peace and love.
Love me a point and click adventure. Love it. Give me
This is the era too. These sounds, like
Yep.
even though I've never heard this song before, it just brings me back.
Give me puzzles that make no sense. I love it. Wandering around, get randomly killed by some mud monster in a lake or something. I don't care. I love those games.
This comes from Coney Maroney with greetings from Switzerland and some hope that we'll enjoy and guess 6 out of 9.
Thank you, Coney. Oh, come on. Who do you think I am? Who do you think you are? I am. This is 1,000 Times Resist.
Mm-hmm.
I still listen to this soundtrack at least once a month. They just put out a little, what do you call an album that's only got a couple songs?
Like an EP or
EP.
something?
They just put out an EP with some trailer versions of the song. The main song you hear in all the trailers, the one with what's her face singing. Can't remember anybody's name of anything.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Fixer. That's Fixer singing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've lost track.
Well, I don't keep track.
Making
so.
chocolate pudding.
This one comes from Morph Baller.
More ballin'.
Hope.
Female singer. Way Forward loves that. I'll just go to one of theirs. River City Girls.
Give me just a moment. 'Cause I feel
Just a
like-
moment.
Okay. No.
River City Girls 2.
No.
Is it a Way Forward game?
I don't know.
Celeste.
No.
Platoon.
No.
they sing gibberish.
It's really shredding.
What's going on now?
Shredding, but old-timey shredding.
That's making this part makes me think of Sea of Stars, but I don't know from Sea of Stars.
No.
Do I know this?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I'm out.
I don't know.
It is Baz Blue Cross Tag Battle on the Switch.
Blaze Blue.
Blaze Blue. There we go.
Yes, I have never played one of
My
those fighting
apologies.
games, so I don't know.
One moment, please. Oops.
Baz Luhrmann.
Okay. This one comes from our friend Outlaws.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Mario song.
It's first party, and it's I think is this a I don't know. It's one of the Tingle games.
Yeah.
I'll look over Rosie Rupee Land.
No.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the other one. Tingle
great.
2. Huh?
Well, I'll give it to you because
Thank
Yeah.
you.
it is Ripened Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love.
And
That's the name of the game?
It never got localized, so
Huh, I wonder why. It seems like it'd be popular over here. Ripened Tingles.
they didn't even localize the first one worldwide. It only went to Europe, which is where my copy is from, because there's no way in hell I'm not playing a Tingle game. I still haven't played the second one because it's only in Japanese. Too weird. It's too weird.
Mr. Fairy.
Okay.
It's
So
too weird. By the way, we're also the same company that published Odama.
I believe this is our last song
Yeah.
from Tentavision.
Give me that MIDI DS sound.
It is DS.
Don't like it at all. This is a terrible song. I don't know what this is at all. I know it's DS, and I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, I give up. I don't know.
It is Elite Force Unit 77.
Well, I think I might actually own that. Boy, that's a bad song. Wow.
That was 6 out of 9.
We got 6 out of 9, also known as this week 8 out of 10. So pretty darn good. Cliffhanger took a while, but once you got that, we were rocking.
That
rocking and
felt
rolling.
great. And then having KCD on there, I didn't even know it was a Switch. There was a Switch version. So I was happy about that too.
Mm-hmm.
And that song, don't judge the soundtrack by that song. I mean, that song's awesome. I love it. But like, there is actual music, not just like drunks chanting.
I think it
What was
sounded
that
great.
Pokemon song, if you have it? Asks Tentavision. It was from Gold and Silver, but
That's all I can give you at this point.
it would probably be in Mom Brain's YouTube history, but I don't know if she's that committed. That's all I can tell you. And then we're done. I guess that's it.
Well, you guessed wrong.
Oh, what's up?
Dues Views. It's never news. Rumor of the week with Du Michaels. Ladies and
Thought it was
gentlemen, as you know, I have spiders and flies that I send all over the video game realm, and they crawl and fly back to me with really, really exciting rumors that I get to share with you. And they're rumors that you're never going to hear anywhere else. And we are going to do something a little bit different this week. Usually what they bring me are just rumors, so we don't know if it's going to be true or not. This time around, it says that this is actually true, like absolutely true. This is what we would call news, actually. So news instead of a rumor. So
the song from Gold and Silver is called "The End."
I'm sorry, Du. I really am.
It's
I
okay.
was gonna just put it in the Discord, but he had to be the know-it-all that
It's
got it.
it's
so.
totally fine. It doesn't bother me.
It's so mean.
I'm sorry. It just you were interrupting, and I would have gotten there.
And now it's become a whole thing. We
Mhm.
could have been done.
Mm-hmm.
Do anyway?
Yeah, so the true story that's coming at you.
I don't believe this is true.
Well,
It's true.
wait till you hear it.
First time.
Wait till you hear that.
First
this is
time
true.
ever true. All right.
Yeah, first time.
I shouldn't doubt the spiders and flies.
And you'll be happy that it's true once I tell you how true. So, we spoke earlier about Bubble Bobble Sugar Dungeons, which is an upcoming new Bubble Bobble randomly generated game. What they forgot to announce that they're announcing right now through me and my flies and spiders is that there's already DLC coming out for the game.
Oh.
So the DLC is called Bubble Bobble Sugar Daddies.
Oh.
And just like that game Dispatch with all the real actors in it, we've got a whole bunch here. We've got Pedro Pascal, Jeff Goldblum, Christopher Maloney.
10 Division guessed that the true story was going to be Sugar Daddies.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
little
really
bit-
funny.
I mean, your spiders and flies a little loose-lipped.
Yeah,
Their proboscis is loose.
I'll pop those boys bubbles any day. Well, that's DLC I'm getting day one. I can tell you that much.
yeah.
Bub and
Coming out
Bob
Father's
and
Day.
Slob the knob. Thank you very much, Stu, for the very true story. And that's all we got, people. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
After show, got anything? Mom Brain, would you like to dress me down any further? Or are we good?
No, thank you.
Anything anyone else wants to talk about? Anything you want to share? Mom Brain, what have you been watching lately? Nothing?
I've been reading.
Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah, I did.
Domain expansion?
Yeah.
How about that Betty White?
Whoa, that was good.
Right? Crazy Kernal texts me and says, Spag ball. So many Brits, I think he means, says, so many Brits call bolognese spag ball, and it drives me insane.
Spaghetti bolognese. Yeah.
Oh, I
They
get
do
it.
call it spag ball?
That's weird.
This is amazing. Oh, yeah. I had the whole show to think of other British ones. You know what? It's not. I just don't like it that they call getting Chinese food a Chinese. I'm going to get a Chinese. Let's get a Chinese. That just
Is that what? I've never heard that.
Yes, a lot.
I like Chinese. I like calling it Chinese, but that's probably not. That's probably worse.
I would say that's worse. Yes, I don't. Yeah, a Chinese just is.
throw
You're
it
not
in
like
there.
let's get an Italian.
Yeah, I gotcha.
God damn it! If I could just think of one more for the after show, and then that'd be it. Something the British pronounce strangely or perhaps incorrectly.
I mean, I guess I could argue that we pronounce it incorrectly because we came from there, most of us.
No, that's not how it works. Things British people say differently from Americans. Let's see.
10th Division
No.
says, do you know they call whipped cream in the can squirty cream?
I've
I don't
heard
think that's
that.
true, is
yes,
it?
that's true. Yes, I've heard that.
Now,
yes,
look, Mrs.
promise.
B refers to it as whippy cream. So,
Well,
but
that's
maybe
her own
that was
thing.
her
In
like
that realm,
Americanized version for my
This is
benefit.
just giving me like, we call it an elevator and they call it a lift. Like, I don't want
right?
that.
Yeah.
Here we go. Pronunciations that might confuse you. Okay, let's try this. On this site that won't. Oh, here we go. I finally loaded. That's true. We say advertisement and they say advertisement.
Yes.
We say leisure, they say leisure. We say missile, they say missile. These are true. We say privacy, they say privacy. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting some ones.
Okay. All right.
Schedules on here. Tomato or tomato.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, here's one. Vitamin or vitamin.
Yeah. The others are kind of like what's going on, but when someone says vitamin, you're like,
Yeah.
now you're just messing with
Yeah,
me. Like,
That's I would hear that and I'd be like, why are you talking like my dad? He says things wrong on purpose all the time. All right, everybody. That's all we got. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games. Oh my God. Yes, SD. The Freerin Season 2 trailer. You caught me right as I was saying goodbye. I watched it. I loved it. I've seen it so many times. I must have watched it at least 10 times. I sent it to Do. I watched it on the TV. I watched it on my phone. I watched it on a treadmill just so I could have headphones in. I cried every time. I love it. I can't get enough. It looks so good. I'm there, baby. Day one. January can't get here soon enough. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hang out with friends and family. Play some games. Rest, relax. You deserve it. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.